How you like me now? Hmm? I see you. Colonel is in the building. Grizz Khan is in the building. Fire intro, as Noor says. We ain't playing, bro. We ain't playing.
Not at all, man. Pre-training sessions and that. We're ready.
I'm telling you, Kall-In Khan, Saturday night, 8 p.m.-ish settings. You already know what time it is. You already know where the place to be is. It's the Kall-In show. It's your show. This is your show. Deadly duo, bro. Come on. You already know Eric Seven Haag. Come on. I love that name. Smash up the likes upon entry because we have lined up another magnificent show. Let us know what you think about that intro. I feel like Yo, I'm going to run it one more time, you know. Let me run it one more time. Oh, come on, man. That had to be run one more time. People, let me know in the stream what you think about that intro. Cold-blooded intro, of course. What you saying, Colonel? How's your week been, man? How's your day been, man? How you feeling?
It's good, man. Slept, relaxed. Saturday, got to relax the muscle. I got this compression gloves on, getting up there in age, you know. Got to make sure the body's recovering right. You know what I mean? How's your weekend going so far, man?
I'm not going to lie to you. It's been tiring. It's been hard work away from the content side. But yeah, it's smooth. It's smooth. Just getting as much work as I can before the season starts because then you have to concentrate. You know me.
Concentrate. Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? I don't want to concentrate in the off season. Let the club handle what they're doing, transfers, injuries. We're going to talk upon it, of course.
But do you trust the process though, of what the club has been doing so far, or
that word?
It's concerns.
Well, okay, you know what that mean? What do you mean by that? Well, trust the process. What do you mean by that?
Here's the thing. I've always heard trust the process, but I never knew what the plan was. And then I saw the gaffer on a little podcast for 20-something minutes, and he actually said what the plan was. And I'm thinking, I never understood what the original plan was. But now that he said it, I'm with it. I'm trusting the process.
We're gonna actually go through some of his quotes. Actually, when I dig them up, when I get some callers in. By the way, people, the link is pinned, but I believe. Let me know because sometimes people say I don't pin it. Hopefully, it's pinned this time. Yeah, Nubis is in the building. It says Klopp said to trust him. I trust him. Okay, fair enough. Can't go wrong. Big up Grizz and the Colonel. Smash a like on the way in, people. You already know. Come on, Malu is here. Captain Sow is here. He says, evening, Grizz and Colonel Zoobs. Yeah, man. Colonel, what picture is that? What's Captain got a picture there? What is that? I don't get that picture.
I think it's a bird taking flight. Better be the Liverpool bird flying to first place.
Ain't no Liverpool bird, man. That looks like some distraught.
No, man, it looks like a seagull taking off or something because it got web feet.
Captain Sal, can you explain to us what's going on there? Because now I'm worried. Okay. Laszlo confirms the link is pinned, so we're gonna start taking some callers in the next 5 to 10 stroke 15 minutes, depending on what we're gonna talk about. Listen to Zuberi, man. Yo, people are telling you just shut up and listen to Zuberi, yeah? Capital letters.
Tell him again. I know what I be seeing.
Zuberi got more muscle on him than Fabinho, you know. In the intro, Zuberi, can you play DM?
You, man. Yeah, I can play DM, and I started as a keeper, but I was more like Onana because I get bored just standing in.
You are such an Onana.
No, I'm sitting in the goal. When they give me the ball, I'm dribbling to the whole right side. So they're like, maybe you should play right back because I couldn't do nothing on the left, so I just always cut. And they're like, all right, play right back, and then from right back, I'm bullying, man. They're like, nah, get him in the middle, and that's how I ended up in DM. You know what I mean? So that's why I think Trent can pivot in there as well. That's the important.
Well, that might be one of the topics that we're talking about. As I said, we ain't got nothing to talk about from our side. We got topics in our head that we would like to talk about that we probably have been talking about during the week. and whatever. But this Saturday, every Saturday when this show happens, people, please remember, you set the topics and narratives and agendas. And if you want our opinion, we give them. If you want us to just shut up and listen to you, we'll shut up and listen to you. No problem. Come on, and we'll say, yo, you two need to shut up and I want to talk, or she want to talk. No problem. He or she want to talk. No problem. We'll shut up and listen to you because this is your show. Tell us again. Over 220 of you guys in here. Smash up the likes as we go along. Yeah, big up people. Oh, Anfield Hustle is called in last week. You know what I mean? Call in the game, my bro, if you're about. Let me know. Say hi, Grizz. Hi, Grizz. Is it true? Mbappe to Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Bro, what do you mean, man? I don't know. Is Arsenal look,
players.
what I'm gonna say is everything's wild at the moment, so I'm not writing anything off.
I don't like what you're doing there.
I'm just saying the truth. I'm not writing anything off. I'm not writing anything on. I'm not saying Mbappe to Arsenal, but Arsenal fans are gassed. I understand it. You spend a hell of hope. You had a lovely season last season, and then you spend a whole heap of money. So I understand the gas. But really, do you guys really think, believe, hope, pray, anything? Are you really thinking Mbappe, Arsenal?
It's all it takes is a brave business move, you know. Don't know if the owners are that brave. I think they've done their limit, about 205 mil this window.
It's big. It's big. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think they can go beyond this now, where they put up some mad commercial deal, kit deal to entice them. I think it'll be way too much for the as far as taking a risk.
Who can?
At this moment in the window?
Who can?
I think he'll just end up being at Saudi or just stays put where he's at.
He ain't going Saudi. That'll be the
thing.
That'll be the craziest thing ever.
But Grizz, all the other teams already made their big moves. So to make a big move like this, it'll be a big risk. Very big risk. And I don't think any team is set up for this risk right now.
Let's go into some quotes, man, of my brother, my king, Jurgen Klopp. People in the studios, we see you. You're all very, very welcome. The people that I know. The people I don't know, you must have a camera to start off with. After a little accident last week, you must have a little camera on, unless I know you and you've been on before. So if I don't see you have a camera, then you're not coming in, son. You're not coming in. So I need to see.
No, I don't City ain't taking that type of risk.
Yeah, City don't. Yeah, he doesn't play like that. It's mad. What's his name? Pep Guardiola works differently, man. Works differently.
Yeah, and people don't give him his flowers in the way they should, you know. And
you reckon?
I don't really like that. No, I don't really like that because here's the thing, because he's always put himself at top club, number one, coaching at the highest level. People from the gully and from the bottom don't quite like number one. They like the underdog story. So he doesn't have the underdog story. He's just the guy that's just been on the yacht life, you know, that high life. So people in the slums and the underdog, they don't quite take to him, man. They say it's only because of the money. They don't respect his grafting with the money.
No, you have to, man. You have to.
Yeah, you have to put respect on it, man.
Let me just bring up, in case nobody wants to speak about the Jurgen Klopp interview. Did you watch it yet?
Yeah, I watched it, man. The guy sold me still. Big problem right now.
I got my guys at Anfield talk, but that's not the one I wanted. Yeah, so he done a little interview. Well, you say little, it was quite a long one, right?
Well, maybe nice. I saw the little one. He had the backward cap on, looking like a full American.
You look relaxed, huh? You like the way
I love it, man. Podcast Klopp is what I'm calling him, you know.
Is that what you're calling him, yeah?
Yeah, Podcast Klopp. Now he's cold, man.
All right, well, let's see what people want to speak about. Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans, United fans, City fans, whoever you support, let us know what you're saying. But this is what Jurgen Klopp said. That's what me and Zuberi were talking about. I want to put this right. We have to do better. Jurgen Klopp has vowed that Liverpool will be much better in 23-24 after admitting last season was a proper knock. So then he goes on to say, the boys mean business from day one. From when they arrive, you could see the fire in their eyes. The manager admits that last season's failings, finishing sixth, exiting all competitions, proper knock. He wants to put it right. Speaking about what he wants from the team, Klopp identifies 4 key areas. I want us to be a lot. I want us to be a lot the best in the world for counter press, best in defeat, deep defending, best in midfield press, best in set pieces, offensively, defensively. So Klopp was eager to make sure everyone's on the same page and say, "Yo, we ain't ramping, man." Did he get to you? Did you like the way he spoke?
Oh,
Did he
Grizz,
get you
already winded.
a little fire in your belly?
Nah, big fire. Damn near burned down the
Oh,
house. Yeah, damn near
okay,
burned down the house. Had to grab the fire extinguisher.
okay, yeah, it
Let me
worked
tell
on
you
you.
what.
Wait, people, if it worked on the Colonel, it worked.
I'm telling you, Grizz. Here's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of his interview where he came in and it was like, "Yo, I'm gonna turn doubters into believers," because there was a lot more doubters at the time, and then we slowly started believing again. Him coming out and saying what the plan is, what his standards are, not necessarily play by play, but it's like, yeah, man, damn right we should be hard to be counterattacked and stuff like that. Damn right we should be pressing heavy. Damn right we should be doing all these things. And I'm like, look, man. If the boys ain't doing it, bun these players. I'm not even gonna do the owners thing and the manager.
No,
Bun
not
these.
anymore. Please stop that.
Yeah, we got to go for the players now because it's like the man tell you what he want, deliver. Least you can do is deliver.
I think it got me excited. I'm not gonna lie. I like the way he spoke. You know what I mean? Of course, it's natural. He's gonna say stuff like that. But yeah, man, he got me excited. Yo, people in the building. There is people here. Wow, studio is near enough full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 people waiting. We're gonna get as many on as we can. No, we're gonna get everyone on. RSI, we need a camera. Paul Smith, we need a camera. HMT LFC, we need a camera. Total Eclipse, we need a camera. You brothers, I'm sorry. Until I have don't see a camera, you ain't coming on. And you already know why. I'm not being awkward.
I can't do another one.
Yeah, yeah, you already know why.
That one send me still.
350 of you guys waiting to hear what the callers, what the agenda is going to be, what the talking points are going to be. Smash up a like. LFC Aaron says, Grizz, has the Fabinho deal hit a snag? No, not as far as I've heard or the people that I speak to tell me. I mean, I don't know. I'm not there. But in terms of what I listen to and speak to, everything is smooth. Why are people saying that? Some news come out about that? No.
Nah, I think it's the
impatient nature of
Grizz, it eats you, Do you know how long 24 hours is in the transfer window?
Yes,
so long,
Oh, people talking about the Sabozalai injury. I know me and you were speaking about sort of the regime this manager loves to put us under. Like
the only question I have, I'll ask one of the callers. I'll try to pick the right caller to deliver the perfect answer I get to, or answer I can trust. But there's one question I want to know from what a Liverpool fan. Not besides you, I probably know what you're gonna say. So when you hear me ask the question, just listen to the response because it has to do with training.
Okay, I will listen. Anfield Hustle reminds me it's the Bayern transfer. Nah, Bayern ain't. Bayern's just playing games, man. We want Gravenberch. So they're just trying to say we want Fabinho. All of this.
Trying to throw a spanner in the wrench.
Yeah. There's a lot of games being played, and we'll just see what happens over the next few weeks. Loads. Ben Stokes in the building. If that was the real Ben Stokes, big up the real Ben Stokes. Grizz, do you rate Kudos? Yeah, Kudos is cold.
I actually just saw him on a short,
Yeah, Kudos is cold, man. Whoever gets Kudos, yeah,
kudos to them, really.
Yeah, kudos to them. That's what I'm saying. Kudos is serious. Adam says, hello, Grizz. Just wanted to tell you, David Cup said Fabinho to be announced immediately, but then he deleted it. No idea. I'll ask Dave what he meant by that. He just probably doesn't want to get ahead of himself, which sometimes we can do, especially me, and get burnt. But
would you take that swap though, Grizz? If you know, you line up for Bino to go to Saudi, and then Bayern is like, yo, see, you want to offload him? Can we talk about maybe a swap? Would you entertain that?
What, Fabinho for Gravenberch?
Yeah, I mean, surely some money might get involved or something like that. But would you entertain it? Would it be enough for you to say, let me
No.
sit on it and drink some tea after 2 cups of tea, then I'll decide? Or would you be like, not interested?
I'm not a Gravenberch fan. I never have been. I understand he may have attributes that we can mold or we can like. I understand he's not shit. I understand that. I'm not people before people say I'm just looking at another. I'm looking at another profile of player for Liverpool. He's a ball carrier. We got ball carriers now. Curtis Jones is a ball carrier. People need to realize and respect on his name. Curtis Jones is as good a ball carrier than Gravenberch. Let me tell you that now. And I've
I
been
don't know
saying
much
it.
about Gravenberch, but I'll back that. I'll back that. Yeah.
Let me tell people some kind of order in the chat. All right. As you guys already know, new callers get first priority. Sorry, channel members get first priority. If you're a channel member, you will get priority because that's one of the perks of the membership. Hit up that membership button if you haven't. You will become a regular on the interactive shows that we got lined up. And then it's new callers. And then it's the man them who I've seen before and whatnot. So that's the purpose of the call-in show. Please don't mind. Please don't get angry. Please don't get offended. The rules are the rules. We have to try to keep some kind of order in here. All right. We got new caller, I believe. Chris Hodgson is going to be the first caller of the day. And then while Chris talks, we're going to speak on the rest of the order. Let's welcome Chris to the stream. Chris, welcome to the stream, my brother. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, big man, Grizz. You good?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. What are you saying?
Living the vida loca, man. Just
That's
loving the transfer window. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you, man. Like, this transfer window's been since I remember. I'm 29. The biggest, like, I'd say, shake up and I'd say more impact transfer window. It ain't even done yet, but like most impactful transfer window I can remember. The biggest one, I mean, I know it's not confirmed, obviously, because you're going to know way more than me, but like with the Henderson thing, I remember when you put out that tweet talking about like the rebuild's going to be strong, like it's going to be ruthless. I wasn't expecting
this much.
Yeah. No, but I'll be real with you. Like every other kind of release, I was kind of, I wouldn't say expecting, but I understand. Like for Fabinho, for me, that's the kind of ruthless level I'd see Klopp going to. The others who have gone, I'd expect. But with Henderson, I just, outside looking in, I understand it's an ignorant view, but I just thought his level of ruthlessness ain't gonna touch, you know, like the Henderson level, like the club captain level, because I know, like I said, I ain't been there, I don't know nothing, but Klopp does hit me as a manager who takes, say for example, when we sign a player, you hear how much Klopp takes interest in the player himself, his personal life, like how he trains and who he is. So I just feel he really must have taken a big liking to, like, say, Henderson. To see him going is huge, man. And I feel I have a bit of a theory about Henderson. Yes, Klopp's.
Hit us with a theory. This one
here's my theory. Yeah, here's my theory. I want to run this by you, Grizz. Yeah, because obviously we're never gonna know if this is true, but this is like my theory. Yeah, Klopp's teams, his whole club's identity, mine's Dortmund in particular, the whole team was based on intensity and pressing and so on and so forth. I don't really know if at Mainz and Dortmund, the midfield specifically was the workhorse, because it was more the whole team as a whole. I get the impression Klopp walked in, Henderson is your club captain before you walk in. So that's what you were dealt with. So it's human nature. It's not bias. It's just human nature. It's kind of good man management. That player has to kind of play more often than he's the captain. I can't leave him on the sidelines as much as, say, a normal squad member. For morale, club morale, he's the captain. So if he's going to be playing more often than not, I might as well utilize what this man provides to the team in a positive way. So he said, all right, cool. What can he do? He doesn't really get goals. He doesn't really assist. But I'll tell you something, he's going to run till his socks fall off. So if that's going to be the case, we might as well base our midfielders, And then, like, for example, when a Thiago came in, when a Fabinho came in, when a Naby Keita came in, they were all so much more technical players. But as we know, they had to adapt to the midfield is set up to, you know, and that's just kind of my theory. So with saying that, that might be a total load of, that's just how I think. But I feel like with Henderson going, it'll be very interesting. And I also think like refreshing, like the midfield, Klopp might adapt now to the new signings he's coming, which are much more ball carriers. I just think it's going to be a very beautiful, like refreshing and interesting time ahead, man.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. I agree with you in terms of it's going to be interesting because new is always interesting. Like new is always, yeah, interesting is definite one way of describing it. New is exciting. New is nervousness as well. New is fear. You can have all the emotions when something is new. You don't know. Looking at Klopp's previous midfields, I guess it's fair to say the one he developed at Liverpool is probably his most efficient, workman-like. Like people reminding us he had man like Gundogan at Dortmund.
Yeah.
So, again, no one really knows what this new midfield plan is.
Very true.
We don't really know. We have an idea. We have an opinion, which we're going to give. And we can base it on, as you said, his history or what he talks about. He talks about passion, legs, energy for days, running, pressing, like he spoke in the interview. But the players he's recently deployed in there, like take away this season, like the likes of Keita, the likes of Thiago, Jones, Elliott are all ball players. So he replaced Gini, Fabinho, Henderson over time, whatnot, Milner, with ball players. He tried to evolve that style. Some would say it worked, some would say it didn't work, you know. But we saw a definitive style. Now he's brought in McAllister, another ball player. Szoboszlai, another definite technician. And then he's got obviously Curtis Jones and Thiago still there. But I don't know, man.
I love it though, man. This is I love it.
A lot of us, including me, and I'll be the first one to say, we wanted a gutting out. We wanted a gutting out, but we didn't want it, or I didn't want it all in one window.
Nah, I'm here for it, man. I'm here. Yeah, I am. I'll tell you why. Because we've had extreme seasons before already. Without the gutting out, we've had the extremes. I mean, I was speaking to my cousin. I was like, when teams at the top, when previous teams, whether it's say Chelsea, Arsenal, you know, like I mean, like the top six or whatever, I don't remember them having we've had a couple freak seasons now. So I just kind of think if Klopp's doing it for the better, it's better. I feel it's better having a completely unique season in the aim of positive change rather than the freak seasons we've had where we're proving ourselves to be stale. If that kind of makes sense, or kind of saying the same thing with the same players losing their legs and that being a freak, it's one of those ones that you rather go out trying. But I actually think like we'll be more than all right, man. But actually, I want to ask you, Grizz, about the Lavia. Is that how you pronounce it, Lavia at Southampton? Lavia. My I wouldn't say concern, but my kind of question isn't really to do with his football level. It's things which are completely out of his control, which is his experience level and his age. So, for example, when our last DM signing of Fabinho, I was like, this guy is ready to go, and not just go this season. He's wouldn't say ready-made. But he's established, because that position is a key position, and at least we're bringing in someone who has strong experience behind him, and he's there. With Lavia, it's not even the kid I'm talking about. I'm just a bit throwing someone in there. So look, you are our main starter in the DM position for years to come. It's just a bit. It just seems like a big ask. However, he might absolutely smash it, man. But I'm just kind of comparing it to like Bajcetic. I don't know how to pronounce it. One, I think it's like an age difference. Bajcetic's 18, he's 19. And when we were playing Bajcetic like week in, week out in the patch of last season, it's just is kind of legs run, and he picked up the injury. That's kind of my only thing. But I'm all here for it, man. I do think we need two, though. If you're getting a 19-year-old, you maybe get someone on the mix, man. But
I'm gonna let the captain speak as well. Colonel, what are you saying about Lavia? I like him. I understand the concerns, of course, if he's gonna be playing week in, week out, which I don't believe he has to, especially, you know, with the personnel we got. I think McAllister will play there. We don't even know what the other transfer plans will be. Lavia is an option. I know we've spoken to Southampton this week, and I know we are working to see if we can strike a deal with him. If he's the only DM, I hear your concerns louder.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If he's the only one,
if he's our only DM, then I hear your concerns. But if he's a part of a two and a more experienced, maybe not as known or maybe not as good, but ready now, if you know what I mean. Like that can happen, right? Someone can be better than Lavia now, but Lavia can have the better ceiling. Like
You hear what
I'm saying?
With Lavia, I think getting him would just be like an addition, because you never really know how these young players are gonna turn out. So you can definitely get him and can't take him out the team, or you can get him and go, rah, he run into the red way too quick. 3 games in, he's already in the red. And I think in that moment, you can then go, all right, Bajcetic, here's your opportunity. Because even Bajcetic was kind of keeping Fab out the team. He probably couldn't do it the entire season, but having Bajcetic and Lavia, which I don't really know much about, but based on how everyone's talking about him, he seems like he's of the quality to step in, but not to be like relied upon. We don't know if he can do 10 solid games. You know what I'm trying to say? How is he going to recover after 10 games?
I'll hold my hands up. I didn't follow the kid that much with Southampton, but like I said at the start, my concern wasn't really with his quality. It wasn't that like watching him and say, oh, he's good. It was just can you know, for years and years to come. But when you said about ceiling, Grizz, I'll ask you a question. Yeah, who do you think has the highest ceiling, Harvey Elliott or Curtis Jones?
That's a hard question, man.
For me, it's Harvey, man.
No, that's easy. No, I think it's Jones.
Would you say they're different?
They're different players. They're different players, but
because I think okay. Let me go first, innit? Because he asked me, but you can have the final say because what you say normally comes true. So you're gonna have the final say because what was it? Lil M4 said, "Listen to Colonel Zuberi." Yeah, so people need to listen to Colonel Zuberi. Okay, I think Harvey Elliott. I think Curtis Jones has more to his game in terms of can play in a more variety of roles in the midfield. I think, for example, Curtis Jones could well be deployed in a 2 this season, like he showed in the Euros. I think Curtis Jones can play wide left if needs be. I think Curtis Jones can play as an 8. I think Curtis Jones, if needs be, can play as the most deepest playmaker once he matures in his game. Because that might be because he's got the physical attributes that Elliott hasn't got. But Elliott has got great potential in his position.
I think it's Elliott, man. I agree with everything you said, Grizz, but I feel he may not be as versatile 100%, but I just think I'll be honest with you, like with Jones, I rate him. He just does not excite me. But that does not mean to say I don't rate him at all. I always think like if I was playing against Curtis Jones, I wouldn't be worried. That's what I'll say.
No,
honestly, I'm not hating on the kid. You said it earlier before.
He's a kid. Remember that.
Yeah, all right. I hear you, but
he's strong for a kid. People don't understand. People underestimate his strength. He looks like a, you know, how are we lads? He's got strength, you know.
You said it absolute best. You named all the positions he can play. What's his best position?
At the moment, I don't know.
Me neither, brother. That's my thing. And my thing with him is what I look at him and I'm like,
where are you gonna end up?
I know, yeah. I want to make this clear. I look at him, I respect him. I think he's a good player. He's a good player. I just think, well, with whatever you're trying to do, please be direct. Because I agree with you, like he's versatile. But with Harvey, it's like I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get on the ball and create. Try and get a goal. Try and assist. Be direct with it. with Curtis, you said it best, Chris. He's a ball carrier, and I'm just ball carrying just don't excite unless you're a real goal threat. It just you're a master in the middle third of the pitch.
Colonel, what are you saying? The two people.
You can keep it recycling.
This has been a fantastic topic to start off with. People,
nah, it is.
There's a hell of you trying to get into the studio. We're going to keep it moving. Chris, we got your points. We got your questions. We're going to still touch upon it. Respect for calling in. Keep up the support and keep calling in. Next week we'll go again. Nice one, bro. Take care of yourself.
Hey, tune into my Jones response, by the way, Chris. Chris, let me tell you something, Grizz.
You take the floor.
You see, if Chris called 3 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
I think Jones would put in a transfer request the way me and Chris would have cooked him. But here's the thing. I don't judge people that harshly anymore. And I took a step back and I asked bare people about Jones, what his game is like. Why am I only seeing this at Liverpool? Why is he only doing this? Why is he holding up the ball? Why is he taking that many touches? And then it dawned on me, man, the guy is actually a team player. He's one of them. Elliott is more of a maverick player. You see what I'm trying to say? Jones will be more impactful for a team than Elliott would be.
Well, it's a good way to start. It's a good way to start.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little poll, actually. I'm going to do a very quick poll. Guys, coming up to 500 of you tuning into the call-in show. You guys are sick. Like in the good sick. Like the slang sick. Like you're good. You guys are good. I don't mean sick and you're all testing yourselves. Like, have you got COVID and shit? What does he mean by that? No need to do no tests. This is the order. This is the order. Tom Little is next. R.S. Sai, Paul Smith, Samir Ahmed. They're the next four. Tom Little, R.S. Sai, Paul Smith, Samir Ahmed. That's the next four. And then after that, provisionally, is Thomas Leah, HMT, King's Football Show, and Albert, and Total Eclipse. I know you're not all going to remember that, but I'm going to try my best.
Yeah, it'll help, guys, if you don't get up out the barber chair and come back.
Yeah. If you get out of the barber's chair, you missed your turn. I'm sorry. You're going back in the queue. Even though you might know Colonel and you might know me, we ain't going out like that. We ain't getting bribed. But we might get bribed. We might get bribed. If you want my PayPal, let me know, innit? We might get bribed. People, we have breaking news, though. We have breaking news. Jordan Henderson has passed his medical. Fabinho has already passed his medical. Let me tell you that. So that's Fabinho and Henderson passed the medicals. Now, barring a whole heap of madness, that's pretty much confirmed, right? When you pass a medical. Of course, that doesn't mean they've signed a contract.
Right. Just mean they got the green light.
They're there. People in the chat, have your questions, have your points ready. We're going to try and whiz through as many callers as we can. Thomas Little's in the bidding. Hello, Tom La. How we doing?
Hey, big up Tom Little. Hey, when I hear you, man, something right.
Try again.
There you go. Can you hear me now?
Perfecto.
Wonderful. How you doing?
Like certain.
You're here now. That's the main thing. You're here.
I mean, how we all doing today? How we all doing?
We're doing all right, bro. We just shared some breaking news. Apparently, James Pearce has confirmed that Jordan Henderson has passed his medical. I don't know if you wanted to talk about that or you wanted to.
That should just be the first domino falling in what needs to get done. Now that you're starting to see Hendo and Fabinho sort their moves out, leave the club, we now should be stepping up the chase to get a DM. Or probably even two, I'd say, in an ideal world, because I heard a little bit earlier about the Bajcetic chat. Love Stefan Bajcetic, but I don't want to use him at DM next year because I don't think he's ready.
I don't
think he's got the body for it. And I just think the injury he got was a stress one, weren't it? A stress injury. So I don't want to put his body in a position where it's going to be needing even more stress in an even more physical position at this young age, coming off the back of that one. I just want to give him a chance to play a bit more of a chill position in the Europa League, maybe centre mid, get up and down. He'll be fine in that one. We should be going out and buying 2 DMs, in my opinion. Lavia should be 1. I think he played like 15 minutes today. Like, he's on the way out of Southampton. It's just about sorting out that fee. Who blinks first? Are they going to reduce or are we going to cave in? I think that the other one should be that check the core.
What do you tell the second one though? Because when you buy 2 DM, you can sell the first one on your startup. What do you tell the second one now?
The second one, competition for the two of them are. The thing is, if I'm bringing in Decore and Lavia, I've got a good thing of no one's a designated starter. So both players have to be hungry. Whoever's in better form, whoever's playing better, plays. And I think that's the ideal way you want it, other than, you're the guaranteed starter, you're the backup option. If they're both the same age, which, like, Decore and Lavia, I think there's 4 years between them, then they both can sit there and challenge for the same position with the same sort of standing already, which is something that I'm big for. And Decore, I know he's only been a recent one, and I'll hold my hands up. Didn't actually watch him much when he was at Palace, but I saw his name get mentioned and I saw 70 million, and I've done my research. And when he was in France,
don't say 70 million, Tom. Don't say you done your research. You done as much analysis kind of, and then you thought, I'm ready to pay 70 million for him, because that's the most reactionary thing someone can do.
I'm not going to pay 70, because I don't think any DM on the market body elite wear 70. But he's who I'd be really pushing for if you can get that price down. Because when we look at who we were after last year, all our eggs went into a basket by the name of Aurelien Tchouameni. Now, doing my research, reading through some scout reports and everything, Check Decore was compared to Aurelien Tchouameni when they were in France together. Them two were seen as one and the same. When Tchouameni topped the stats, Decore was second. When Tchouameni was second in the stats, because Decore was first. Decore, is he as good as Tchouameni? No, because Tchouameni's off playing for Real Madrid and Decore's at Crystal Palace. And we would ideally get Tchouameni if we could have our choice. But I look at Decore and I go, he's a fantastic alternate option. He's got some Premier League experience in him now. Like, he's got almost as much experience in this league as Moises Caicedo, and people are wanting to pay 100 million for him. So the experience point then falls a little bit to the waypoint. I just look at the attributes that they've got, and Decore, I look at the physicality, I look at his play style. That man would free up Trent, would free up McAllister, would free up Szoboszlai, and that's what we need. I've seen the stuff about Kimmich, and this is going to sound mental, and I'm sure I would sooner have Decore than Kimmich.
Panel, chat, let Tom know what you think of that. No, listen, it is what it is. I'm a massive Kimmich fan. I think we touched upon it last week, didn't we, Colonel?
Yeah.
One of the shows that I said I'm a massive Kimmich fan. In isolation, Kimmich is one of the best footballers in the world. If you mention Kimmich to me, I think intelligence, positional sense, leader, motivator, captain, technical excellence, loves a tackle, presser, all of that. But I have a feeling I know what Tom means when he prefers Decore to this team and to our setup right now.
You've already got your Kimmich in this team. You've already got the player who plays in that Kimmich role in Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is a better footballer in this team.
I'll go through the comments while Colonel gives his opinion.
Listen, so
that's the start of
listen, Tom, don't worry about these. I'm laughing. It's not because I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing because I'm agreeing with you. I wouldn't take Kimmich because I think that would step on Trent's toe. I'm a big Trent fan, right? The way you break down Decore, it's almost like you're looking for a guy not to do what Endo was doing, but just to give Trent the license he needs to do what he needs to do, and don't have to worry too much about all the hard yards Endo was putting in for Trent. Endo did a lot of covering for Trent, and I think what you're saying is Decore can provide that. And I rate that. I rate that so much. And I'm not saying you sold me so I can make some phone calls and get him in for 70, but we're going to have to talk about, like, how much are you willing to spend on this Decore for our current project? Because if the numbers don't match up, then we obviously would have to look elsewhere. You see what I'm trying to say, Tom? But I do agree with you. Just so you know, one of my wild shots was Ndidi back in December. Because I think Ndidi could have done that. I'm not saying Ndidi now, but I just want you to know that your Decore shout is still a lot better than my Ndidi.
I heard the Ndidi shout back in. I remember we spoke about it, and Ndidi's profile. If we rewind selector, the Ndidi of 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, possibly 2 years ago, possibly even
lockdown Ndidi.
But something's happened to Ndidi, whether it's physically, mentally, or maybe just motivationally, team-wise, or I don't know. But Ndidi's fall off bad. And I actually think Ndidi started playing much better when he was utilized at the back as a defender. Yeah. But I'm transfixed on this profile, and maybe it's getting the better of me in terms of my judgment of a player. And I've been getting told off, like Tom's getting told off in the comments, because I've said some physical specimens over some ballers. But I just think we've got a lot of ballers in the team, people.
You don't want too many cooks in the kitchen. You don't want 4 midfielders who need the ball. You need someone who's willing to do the work without the ball.
It's to me, it's a very simple question. Who's your new Fabinho Genie? Who is your new Fabinho Genie and Hendo? Because Hendo at his best was an insane presser. So who's your new Fabinho Genie Henderson? Name me one in that team. Bajcetic, potentially. I'm struggling after that, I think.
There was that phase where they kept trying to say Jones the next
one out. Man. Yeah, but Jones is not Jones doesn't get into that category yet.
No.
As a machine.
I would put him in the baller category because he haven't been allowed to be a baller. I remember my man was taking instructions off Milner and Hendo, man. He was not doing the baller thing. We know he's a baller, but Jones have never exercised this baller talent.
No, I wouldn't say never. I was saying he's showing bits. And he needs to continue showing bits. He needs to continue.
Really got the
I'm not saying stop. That's it, Curtis Jones, Liverpool FC. No, I'm saying he needs to continue. He's on the right track.
Yeah, this new system is the big thing for Curtis. I think he came into this team as a winger. Let's not forget. At the youth level, he was on the left wing in that Coutinho-esque role. And when he came into this team, that role didn't exist anymore because we got rid of him. We had Mane on the left. It's a different profile. So then he got sort of shoehorned in and around midfield to try and find it. But our midfield has never really accommodated for a player of his skill set. Now that we've gone to this system where he's getting further forwards, where it's more focused on what he can do on the ball, he's shining. And even then, in the under-21 tournament, he was playing a deep line role where it was just, what can you do creatively?
And he can do that. That's what I mean. I suggested that. I think there may be a time and a place this season where he plays in a double pivot for us. I know he played it very well. A couple of times he played it last season and he was atrocious, but it wasn't him. It was everyone was atrocious. He actually played in that double pivot against Nottingham Forest in that fateful defeat. And everyone was bad. Like, we were
What was our midfield that day? Weren't it like Elliot Carvalho, Jones, Fabinho?
It was like Curtis and Fabinho as a double pivot, I think, and then like a 4 or something up top, including Firmino, Carvalho, Salah, and I can't remember the other guy. But yeah, it was horrendous. But I hear that some interesting shouts from Tom, who's not no little. Is it Tom? Is it your birthday?
Not right. Every single day for about 4 months now, every time I get on a stream, I don't know when it started, but now I just get messages from regulars in the chat going, happy birthday.
Oh, so it's not your birthday. All right. Because me and the Colonel were about to sing our favorite birthday song to you, but we'll save it for another day. We you know what I mean? We have a favorite birthday song, but you're safe. Tom, thank you very much for calling in, man. You made some interesting points as usual. Catch up with you real soon. Nice one.
In a bit.
Take care. Yeah, interesting chat. Curtis Jones chat has started. Harvey Elliott chat has started. Of course, let's remind people of the breaking news. Jordan Henderson has passed his medical. Fabinho's fee has been agreed and he's passed the medical. I'm expecting both transfers to be announced on Monday. And then I expect hella progress with our incomes. Hella progress. We need to address some super chats, and they're all from one brother, so we need to thank him first and foremost and go through them. So Chon by hashtag You'll Never Walk Alone says, big up to both of you. Catch you live once again. Pleasure is ours, my bro. Grizzy, I believe we need to sign a ready-made DM because DM has to be experienced. Otherwise we're gonna have a hard time next year. And if we sign promising talent, please get Kone. Kone would be a good choice for me as well. And I agree with you. The DM is an experienced role. It is a player. It is a role for an experienced player. I agree. If you look through all the teams that have won shit in history, their DMs ain't been under 25.
Counter argument, real quick. The way we play, where the DM can also drops in between both center backs, while the fullbacks bomb forward, I would say it's actually a luxury position in our team where not really a lot of pressure is put upon the DM. Because there's games where Fab wasn't really doing much. Maybe like
but we don't play that way though anymore.
But I'm just saying that it's the dark horse position. But if we play the right game up top, it's almost like we can do without it, man. Milner was dropping in doing a job. Endo was dropping in doing a job. So the experience we're talking about, I think it's more of a mentality. You have to have the right mentality for this level to be at that DM. But you know, it's one to be discussed.
Chumbai says there's no way we would refuse a player like Kimmich. Kimmich and Trent are two different players. Yeah, they are. They are two different players. I agree. Kimmich has far more tactical and positional awareness. I think Trent obviously is taller and bigger, but Trent's developing nice. I want to say they're similar, but they have got similar traits. Both very good passers of the ball. Trent, of course, is a far, far better long passer and long range. But Kimmich is very good at breaking the lines. Very good passer, breaking lines. People, we have over 500 of you loyal, loving people in here. We need to hit 200 likes right now. Right now. Right now. I'm going on strike. Colonel is going on strike. We need to hit 200 likes right now. Yeah. We got RS Sinex, Paul Smith, Samir Ahmed, Thomas Leah, Albert, and Liverpool's 12th man. That is the state of play on court, center court. That is the state of play on center court. Let's bring in RSI. Let's see what he wants to talk about. RSI, welcome to the stream, my bro. Hope you're doing well.
Hi, Grizz. Fla from India.
Hey, how are you doing, my friend?
Fine. What about you?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. I'm happy.
Hi, Colonel.
Colonel is in the building.
Big up RSI.
Some off topic. I'm a big fan of Big Six.
Good. I'm a big fan of Big Six. I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm a big fan of us, man. I love us.
Excellent work in New York, man. Excellent work.
Thank you very much, my brother. Hope you enjoyed it. There's more stuff to come out. Keep an eye on the channel.
The Matisse, all the content from Matisse or Turkish. It's very lovely, man.
Thank you very much for the kind words, my bro. What time is it in India?
1:25, 1:30 night.
1:30, not bad.
Yeah. See, we regularly follow Liverpool. Sorry?
You're a Liverpool fan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What do you think?
First of all, I'm devastated, but devastated to see Anderson go like this.
Mm-hmm.
He deserved much better send-off. Very much better send-off. Not like this. We given Roberto Firmino good send-off, but he deserves more, much more. I shocked that Klopp okay to go Fabinho. I didn't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Fabinho okay, but Anderson was, oh no, that is the Saudi money power.
Yeah, it is.
Now we have to bring two experienced midfielders, two, not one. Okay. In this market, we have to bring two experienced, but it will cost, I think, 120 to 130 million. We can't replace Anderson, not player. I'm telling as a person, captain, leadership. On 2019, where we have won the cup, so many games, he is the man who was starting the press. He is the man who was the press was starting from him. That's why I'm a little bit disappointed. But Once all the documents were done, all the process were done, I think he will come back to Liverpool and we will get a proper send off.
I hope so, RSI, man. I hope so. It will be nice for him to get a big send off. It's not the best way to go. And the rest of your points, I
Yeah.
agree with. You know, we will miss them. We'll miss them. It's been a longer. Well, won't miss. I don't think we'll miss the abilities on the pitch now. We might
Yeah.
miss the
Yes, that is
experience.
right.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with you. I think we need 2 DMs if we're going to bring in a young one. But we could end up with
Yeah,
just
if I are bringing a young one experience, one young one definitely will be there. It has to be. And one
exactly.
center back.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you, who do you want before we let you go, because we've got a lot of callers waiting to come in now. Who's your 2 players that you would like to ideally and realistically bring in?
In our budget, Zubimendi from Royal Sociedad
Mm-hmm.
and Lavia.
And Lavia. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yes.
Well, let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Let's see if that happens. RSI, thank you
Uh,
very
that-
much for calling in, my friend.
Thank you.
All
Thank
the
you.
best.
Have a
Thank you
nice
very
day.
much for your support. You're a good guy. Thank you. Take care. Paul Smith is in the building as well. Samir Ahmed, Thomas, Albert. Let me go down. Liverpool's 12th man and Daz Rafa's in the building. This is the order. You get out the barber's chair, you get the back of the queue. Simple as. Paul Smith's in the building. Very quickly, new name Zubimendi, RSI. Know much about him? Real Sociedad.
Don't think he'll leave. Don't think he'll leave.
Mhm.
I didn't see. I think who's
Money
over there?
talks,
Somebody-
man. Money talks.
Yeah, somebody went over there, and Silva went over there, and I've always like Oyazabal, my butcher his name. Always like that guy. I think Silva went over there, and I watched the game, and I saw him, and I was like, solid. But I'm not looking at him like solid. Like, yeah, come to Liverpool, solid. I just watch him and say, it's a solid player, but I've never really thought of him coming to Liverpool. Now I'm gonna have to pull up some YouTube highlights or something to see if he's a shout. But I don't know, man. It's tough getting guys from them teams, Some of them guys are cemented. But
Interesting.
let me tell you who he plays like. He plays like, I don't want to say prime Fabinho. He reminds me of Rodri, short tucked in sometimes, just looking not too flashy, but does the job.
Please, I'm not comparing. Rodri is ridiculous.
No. I'm not talking about just the style of play. I'm just saying it's nothing like flashy on the eye to get the highlight reels. But Grizz, he does his job, and that's why I'm like, he's a solid player. It does his job, man.
I'm not a big Zubimendi fan, like in terms of big. He's a good player. He's very neat. You know what I mean? He's a good passer of the ball. Typical Spanish player, if you know what I mean by that. I don't want to sound too, stereotypical about Spanish midfielders, but you know what I'm saying. A couple more super chats. Chamboy says, I tell you why Kimmich worked perfectly, because past City, he would dominate the rest of the teams in EPL. So Kimmich, to me, will make us the favourites. Interesting. Mane have a run. Mane have a run. Says 23-24 season, Bejitic will turn Grizz from a doubter to believer. I will be there. I will be there. I will be there. God willing. If God gives me the health and I'm still alive, I will be there. And I will say, Bejitic, you're a baller. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. He's a baller. But I'm just saying, the baller for Liverpool, long term, we wait. Paul Smith is in the building. Chilling, I see, yeah, Paul. Chilling.
I am chilling indeed, mate. It's a Saturday evening, so you got to chill, man.
Best way to be. Best way to
yes,
be.
you got to chill.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, mate?
Good. Not too
and
bad.
The Colonel?
Hey, doing well, man. Doing well.
Good on you, mate.
Talking to the people.
Right. Okay, my points are starting with the DMs that we should bring in. I'm with the previous caller. I'm with Zubimendi. But also we should look at Alvarez from AC Milan. But the young Alvarez, and also Andre Trinidad, who we were briefly linked with from Fluminense. Good young midfielder.
The thing with that guy is He's young. He's short. Again, he's got not much experience in Europe. Never mind the Premier League. He hasn't played outside his country.
I don't
He's
think
a
that really matters. I don't think anyway, because there's plenty of players that have come in and hit the ground running, like a certain player went to Benfica from Chelsea. From Benfica to Chelsea. His name I can't remember.
Enzo Fernandez.
Yes.
So Paul, I'm going to ask you. You said you don't think it's a problem, yeah?
No, not really. No.
I'm going to ask you, and we're going to go through it together. Actually, let's say the last 3 or 4 Premier League winning teams, and look at their DMs. So obviously we know Rodri and we know Fabinho. Basically, both DMs came from different leagues and took their time. They weren't both integrated into their team straight away. In this DM role, it's a specialist role.
And that's why
I totally disagree with you that it don't matter. I think it absolutely matters.
I don't think it does, personally. I mean, look at Paulinho. Hit the ground running straight away for them.
Can I hit you with some facts though? This is what I said to you, innit? We're fucking with Man City here. Our benchmark is not Fulham. Our benchmark isn't Chelsea, who finished 12th, let me remind you. So Enzo Fernandez came in and finished 12th. Fulham finished wherever they finished. We're looking for players to come in. Now, if you're telling me Paulinho to Liverpool now, I hear you more because he's had experience in the Premier League and now he can elevate us. If you're telling me someone from a raw league to come straight into Liverpool to elevate us to fuck with City, that's where I'm disagreeing.
So what are you talking about Lavia then? Lavia is going to struggle.
I agree. I don't think he's going to struggle, but he's going to come.
Trust me, he will.
No. But what I'm saying about Lavia is he's had that season.
Okay.
He's had that season, and I've said before, and
with a relegated team that doesn't play the same way as Liverpool.
Okay. But my point is, he wouldn't be my DM. That's what I've said again and again and again. He wouldn't be my starting regular DM. If he was the only player we brought in, I'd be worried.
And also, he's got certain deficiencies in his game that doesn't make him a particularly great choice as a DM.
He's a kid, man.
He doesn't track back. Plus, he can't play single pivot, which we usually play when we had Fabinho at his peak. Yeah,
I hear you with that. The doubts, I hear you, but I think his ceiling is high, and he's got the potential.
Yeah, and also this Curtis debate. I disagree with the Colonel on Elliot being a maverick. He hasn't got the ability to be a maverick. Maverick are those people that have unbelievable ability. And I don't see that in Elliot. I have never seen Elliot display unbelievable ability on the ball.
So I mean, he came in pretty young, and I don't know if you remember before he got injured, he was keeping the likes of Hendo off the team with his performance. So if you look at a kid like that coming into that Liverpool team, it'll take a young maverick to do that. So Mavericks don't become maverick just off a cuff of 10 games. You know what I'm trying to say? And the kid is very young. Can he become more of a maverick? That's what I can see. Can Joe
Messi and Ronaldo examples that did?
No, but them guys are from a different.
They are mavericks,
different. Yeah, they come with sauce.
Yeah, he's not.
I've never seen a British maverick that comes at that level of sauce besides Wilshere, and they taper off quick. So the British maverick don't make it beyond 26.
Wayne Rooney
started slowing down after 26.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is the British maverick. There are different types of maverick in England or the UK area there. But no, I think he has the ability.
Rooney was ridiculous. Rooney,
that's a maverick. That's a proper maverick, young kid. Yeah,
proper maverick.
Yeah.
And I mean, also, sorry, go on.
Also, we need to get a centre back in as well. And left on the centre back, because I can't. I worry about Konate. I have issues.
You worry about Konate?
Yes.
I worry about the other three.
Well, him not due to his ability, due to his injuries.
Okay.
Yes, and also the covering. We need. That's why we need a DM in because we can't. If we're going to have a DM and we're going to move Trent into midfield, then we need someone who can actually, someone who can actually cover Trent if he still continues to play the inverted DM kind of position. I think Konate struggles in that particular task.
You don't trust Joe Gomez to come in and do a job, man. Still
Nope.
on the book.
No,
Why
no.
people acting like Joey G is dead out here? What's
I
going on?
mean,
I don't like this,
I mean, I'm a massive supporter of Jerry G, but I think his confidence is so shot, and it's gone to pieces that I don't think he has the mentality to actually revive his career.
So he's beyond a Klopp hug and a little warm bench.
A Klopp hug does not always necessarily do the trick for me.
Yeah, you're trolling. You're trolling. He's trolling. He's trolling. You
I'm
want
not trolling.
No, you're not Paul. Paul's not
Yeah.
trolling. Colonel's trolling. Are you telling me Klopp's gonna hug him and he's gonna become a good player again? Man? Yeah, you're trolling. But Paul, thank you very much for raising your points, bro. Thank you very much for that. Thank you much for calling in,
Appreciate
man.
you for having me on, mate.
You're
much
a top guy.
appreciated.
Nice one. Thank you very much for calling in, bro. Yeah, I mean, I disagreed with a couple of the points, and I agreed with a couple, and that's what it's about, man. People coming in and giving their opinions. I think a DM has to be experienced to play in a team like ours in the midfield when you're trying to chase down a juggernaut like Man City. So yeah, man. All right, let me just run through that order again, people, in case there's some new callers. There is Samir is next. Then it's Thomas, then it's Albert, then it's 12th, Liverpool's 12th man, Daz, Zakaria, Suesh, and Rajesh. That is the order of play. Samir, welcome to the stream, my friend. Hope you're doing well. What's your team and where you calling from?
Hi, Grizz. This is Samir. I'm from India, Hyderabad.
Okay.
Hope you're well. And salam from Hyderabad.
Haven't been there. Wa salam. Haven't been there. I've been Mumbai. I've been Gujarat. I've been Goa. I haven't been Hyderabad.
Hey, you should, especially. I know you're a huge foodie, so because again, Hyderabad is like one of like the very famous places for food.
Oh, me and the Colonel might have to pay a visit. Me and the Colonel might have to come to Hyderabad. Get some biryani. That biryani.
I'm sure. Yeah. You love biryani, right? So 100%. You should definitely.
100%. How you doing?
You can take my word, right? It's the best biryani that you could get in the world.
I take your word, my bro. I take your word. I take your word. What's happening?
Yeah, so I support Manchester United. And
okay, that changes.
You should ask me.
That changes things a little bit. Me and Colonel may not be. We may be cancelling that plan and that tour.
Again, food, I'm sure, should unite us, right?
Yeah. Food should unite us. Well played.
Yeah. So yeah, Grizz. So yeah, I support United. I think probably again, if you have anything, you should probably ask me.
Well, I don't know. You tell me about Man United. Not much business.
Yeah.
The Gea gone. Mason Mount is in. You got a new keeper in. You tell us how you feeling about the season. We're hoping that you. I don't know, man. Colonel, what do we think about United this season so far? If things stay as they are.
Trophyless.
Samir, you confident? Oh, Samir gone.
Hello. Hi, I'm really sorry. I think there's some issue with my power here. Can I just switch off my camera? I can probably.
No problem.
Yeah, sure. Okay, great. Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna get any trophies this season.
Yeah.
Coming
up. Probably that's. Again, I'm not too sure on that, Colonel. I think the signings, as I think Grizz just asked. I think in terms of signings, I think we're way short. But I think. With the keeper situations, Onana, I think I really like Onana. I think this is, again, De Gea has been again a great servant, and I know again he saved United several times. But with Onana, I think we're getting a different profile, more modern keeper. So I think that would definitely lift the whole the scenario when it comes to like playing from the back. And we have, I think, a good set of players now, especially when the coach wants the team to play from the back, right? So we have Onana now, and we have Martinez, who was again actually doing that in the past, the last season as well, and now again with Casemiro. So I think the whole back thing is much better compared to the last season, and especially with experience as well. Now it's going to be second season for Martinez and Casemiro. So I think things should improve definitely at the back. So it should be much better overall defensive performance. And I think, as you pointed out, right, less signings. I think it impacts the forward positions. I think Mason Mount. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Mason Mount. I'm just being very honest and upfront. I think probably again, I know Ten Hag has followed Mason Mount, or his probably I think he tried to sign him as well in the past. But I think it, especially for me, it looks like again the second player that was on the list, right? I think probably if we had maybe like, for instance, if we had the Qatari owners, right? I don't think Mason Mount probably would be a United player, or it would not be like the first choice for the signing. Probably we would have gone to like somebody like Frankie from Barcelona. So I think that probably would have been, or somebody else, right? Probably a little bit pricier, maybe. But again, I hope my Mason Mount works out well for United. I know again the fees is a little bit steep as well. I don't think with 1 year left on the contract we shouldn't have paid that much. But again, that's the way market is now. So, and I think coming to the main focus or the main thing that would decide trophies, Colin, as you said, would be I think the main the number 9 or the striker. I think that has to be somebody. Again, personally, if you ask me, I think there should be 2 in that position, one experienced and one newcomer. Probably, I think I would take, like most people, I would probably take Kane plus Højlund, which I think are going to get in the next probably a week or so. So that should be the scenario. But I think, but by the look of it, again, we don't have new owners and we don't have the funds. So I think we probably would end up only with Højlund. And I think that probably is not kind of like good enough to get Premier League or Champions League.
Yeah,
that's like the realistic picture that I'm looking at for now. But you never know, right? Again, things can happen. I think again we can hope for miracles. So even with the squad, if Ten Hag can do some kind of like magic, then probably we might end up with one or the other trophy, right? I'm looking at Colin, but
no, Tanner's laughing because we'll ask him why he's laughing in a minute. But I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the hype and the expectations that you guys had. I see it slowly waning off, which is understandable. I don't think you've done good business at all. I like Mason Mount as a player, very much so. Again, I don't like the price, but who cares once he starts winning? Onana is a very erratic keeper. I keep saying it. He's very talented, but he's very erratic. So that's a good one to keep an eye on. Samir, we're going to let you go, my friend. But thank you very much for calling in. And we'll ask the colonel why he's laughing. Samir, thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you so much, Grizz. Remember Hyderabad, okay? We have a deal on that.
Thank you. Why are you laughing, man?
Listen, Grizz. The United guy talking there, man. I was gonna fall asleep. But then I just got mad energy, and I'm like, yeah, they're done, bro. Dead fool.
Are they that dead? Yeah.
Yo, done.
All right, let's see. Relax, because I don't want this to come back.
United is done. Nah, send all the United man them. Tell them call me up and tell me how much they're not done. Mason Mount and Onana, dead food. 7 up again. Maybe even 8 up this night.
Oh,
are they done? Send all United callers come and tell me how much they're not done. These men are finished.
Okay, I ain't saying nothing yet. So no, look over me. Thoughts on Stanislav Lobotka? Yeah, man, he's a workhorse. He's a presser. He's so good on the ball, but he's a shorty, man. He's a shorty. I don't want shorties, man. We're gonna. This is the Premier League, man. This is the Premier League. Nilatpal sends in a super chat. Says Firmino and Hendo's situation is completely different. Bobby realized his form is dropping off, and he himself asked to be left out. Selfless. I don't think he ever asked himself to be left out, my friend. How player gets sent off depends on players, not LFC. No, I love and respect and appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much, but I pretty much disagree with everything that you've said there. Except
the ending was the middle was a bit shaky. You got 2 out of 3. I got 1 out of 3 right. Players leaving depending on the players, because remember Klopp said if they want to go, he'll let them go, and if they're vital to his project, he'll try to convince them, but he won't force them to stay. But Listen, man, you guys wanted a rebuild, you got the rebuild. Don't
Yeah,
nitpick
man.
the rebuild now. Don't nitpick the rebuild now, man.
Let it flow now. Let it flow now.
Yeah, let it fly, man. Hey, we got all the ingredients. Let us cook. That's all I'm saying.
All right, Thomas Leah's in the building. Thomas, welcome to the stream, my friend. Oh, you've been on before, I recall. How you doing?
I'm good. And yeah, I have been on before. At the moment, I'm back home. I'm in Mexico. Last time we spoke, I was in the UK.
Okay. Remind us what you said last time. I have a very, very bad memory. I'm so sorry.
What about last time about myself?
Oh yeah, no. I remember speaking to him and Grizz. Me and him grew up in an era where there wasn't really a lot of Liverpool shirts being rocked and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're the fans on the other side of the world where we don't see much Liverpool fans. You know what I mean? So we're just out there on our ones.
Yeah.
How you been though, man?
I'm good. Out here, Liverpool isn't a popular team. But first and foremost, Grizz, I felt insulted, man. I felt insulted with the short comment you made. I'm short myself, and you know, I'm just saying, short people can move.
No, 100%. Don't get me wrong. I can move as well in my heyday, in my young day. It's not about the movement. It's about short people can't out jump a 6 foot someone. That's my point. Like, you can have the ball and you could be the most biggest technician in the world. We know Verratti, we know Iniesta, we know Xavi, we know Maradona, we know Messi, all shorties. But they're not going to help. None of those are going to help you defend in the Premier League when Burnley are putting 6 man in the box, all 6'4" plus.
No, I remember Marley and Jota was jumping over men, taking boot to the face and that with the little short self. Nah, some short guys can jump, man.
Of course they can. So what, you're going to play 2 and you're going to bring in more? We've got enough short players. We've got McAllister now. I'm serious. We've got all our players now. But what I mean is you need height. And who's the best team in the world right now? Manchester City. Name me the average height. Someone go and hook up their average height. And you're trying to tell me they can't play ball just because they've got 2 players? So I'm not saying only short players can play. I'm not saying only 2 players can play. What I'm saying is you need a combination. That's what I'm saying. And if that offends you, I'm sorry. Not really.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's just discriminate short people.
I haven't discriminated.
No, I'm messing. Look at Lisandro Martinez. He's obviously quality. But hey, I mean,
he's not. You know why you mentioned Lisandro Martinez on a Liverpool show and said he's quality? No, he's not. He's not. Just because he's short doesn't mean he's good. He's good, but he's not quality. I wouldn't say he's outstanding, and his first season has proved he hasn't been outstanding. In fact, a couple of times Harry was caught out because of his height, not his ability. His ability is brilliant, but this Premier League is punishing.
I watched the Liverpool friendly, and I also watched Klopp's podcast this morning. And I looked at the signings we've made. I heard how Klopp would like to have a little bit more possession, and he kind of mix-matched a few tactical points. So I wanted to ask you what you think his new tactic will be, like as a whole, like how are we gonna set up for next year? Because I mean, I'm just excited looking at the new signings and hearing Klopp talking about possession. I'm excited about how differently we're gonna plan to play next year.
Colonel's the man who usually foresees how Liverpool are going to set up. So let me ask him before we have our own discussion.
Yeah, so I think he wanted to do this. Grizz, I keep bringing it up because it's a key point. Community Shield, where we went from regular Liverpool to a possession Liverpool with Thiago and a few guys coming on the pitch. And I'm like, there's something missing. It's not quite ready yet. You know them ones, Grizz. When you got one guy in and you think the one guy is enough to change the system. Now he's got rid of all of the men from the old system, and he brought in enough new guys to usher in this new ball playing system. one thing you have to also realize when he reverts back to type, it's just based on the flow of the game. So if this new possession thing isn't working, don't be surprised to see him ask these ball players to just be engine and just running around. I.e., Grizz, this one might surprise you. Gakpo. You was like, where's our genie? That's Gakpo. Gakpo is our new genie. So
Gakpo's our new genie?
Grizz.
Man, I'm just repeating what you said. Why are you offended by what I'm repeating?
Moving forward, keep Gakpo in mind as the new genie. Remember, Genie came on as a false nine and bust up 2, against Barcelona. Genie has been robust in a double pivot, center back, left side of 8. We brought him in as a left midfielder. What do you mean Gakpo? A left winger. Where's Gakpo? Dangerous through the middle. A lot of people say he's our new Firmino. Okay, that's great because he does a lot of what Firmino does. But, bro, trust me, Gakpo is going to be the greatest utility player we have going forward.
Now you changed it a little bit. Okay, utility player. Okay. I don't know. But we'll let you land before Thomas comes back with his...
Yeah, but basically, the system he's going forward with, I don't think no one knows. And I think that's why we're going to be successful next season. Because it's going to take some getting used to. And we have so many pieces that we can interchange. When they do think they figure out Diaz, we can drop a Gakpo over there. When they do think they figure out Gakpo, we can drop a Jota over there. When they think they can lock down Nunes through the middle, we can drop a Gakpo in there and a Jota in there. So the way we have our pieces lined up right now, by the end of the season, they're going to have to watch all our games back and go, nah, these men was running with 3-4 different tactics. It was really hard to nail down. So that's why it looks like contradicting tactics now, because I'm listening to him. I'm telling you, I have to grab the fire extinguisher. The fire burning within me almost ignited the apartment. So I see you smiling now. Keep that smile going. Support Jurgen Klopp. Trust in the process, and don't worry about FSG. We'll be good.
I was literally about to say that I think we're gonna get surprised. I think we have so many different types of players with so many different types of skill sets within those players, and I think we'll be surprised at how many changes we'll see throughout, like tactical wise and formation wise throughout the season. And I love that. I do.
What do you think, Thomas? Thomas, what do you think? How do you think? What do you think the setup will be? The basis of it. Of course, I agree with you. There's going to be different ways, but what do you think is going to be our go-to? So we knew in the last 5-6 years our go-to formation is 4-3-3. 3 up top. We know the 3 in midfield. What kind of players in midfield? 2 attacking fullbacks. What do you think our go-to formation will be moving forward?
I think it'll remain as a 4-3-3. I'm excited to see what's gonna be the starting lineup, if that makes sense. Because right now I have no idea who's gonna start in midfield and who's gonna start in the front 3 apart from Salah. I have no idea. So I guess look, I'll throw you 2 more questions and I'll be out of here. What does that midfield 3 looks like for you, and what's that front 3? What does that front 3 looks like to you?
Do you want to go first, Colonel, or should I?
Yeah. So the midfield 3 looks like this, depending on the opposition and where we want to get our creative outlet from. So let's say we're playing a top 6 team. The front field, the 3, Trent will then be right back, and the 3 can be McAllister, Gakpo, Szoboszlai. And the reason why we're doing that, we're having guys that can control the middle and guys that can break on them top 6 teams. Bottom half of the team, we can put Trent in the 6 and just do like a back 3, 2 in the middle, 2 in front of that, the wide players in the 1 up top, because that way we'll be more in the low blocks half. You see what I'm trying to say? So the setup varies. As far as the front 3, I'm leaning with the on paper Diaz, Nunes, Salah, but I think that will change based on the opposition, because I don't trust Diaz to cross in a lot of balls. I've looked at his crossing stat. It doesn't really whip a lot of crosses in. You see what I'm trying to say? So that might change based on who the opposition is. So, but it's very interesting, and that is the element of surprise we're going into this season with.
Do you really think Gakpo will play in the middle? Yeah.
Wow, that's
in
a wow.
some games. No. In some games he would. In some games he would. Because here's another thing that you guys are failing to realize: Klopp rewards players based on their performances. We've seen Harvey left wing and left center midfield because he was actually in a good moment, and you can't drop a guy in a good moment, especially if he's warranted a place in the team. So to accommodate Gakpo in the team, I can see him doing the left side 8. You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah, so that's why I'm like, he could just end up being there, and then he's so cold. Who's going to take him out the left side 8? Jones? No. So I was like, we'll just make him play a little deeper or put him on the right and make McAllister play deeper. You see what I'm trying to say? So, and these guys may not hit the ground running. And if they're not hitting the ground running, who can we trust? Gakpo. Nunes didn't hit the ground running. Who did we trust? Gakpo.
I'm saying the midfield. So, for example, let's just say Chelsea, first game of the season, right, Thomas? I'm going in midfield as of now because of no signings, but I don't think it's going to be this midfield. Actually, it might be. I'm going to go with Curtis Jones, McAllister, Thiago.
Okay.
Thiago, Curtis Jones, McAllister. It's going to be the midfield. Up front is going to be what I want to be or what Klopp's going to pick.
No, give me your personal preference. What you would do?
My personal preference is Diaz, Jota, and Salah.
Okay, so
I actually think that's going to be the front 3. Actually,
so you'd be leaving both Gakpo and Nunez out then?
Gakpo undeservedly, Nunez right now deservedly.
Right.
Gakpo undeservedly. Gakpo has done amazingly. When I say undeservedly, does Jota deserve to left out? So you can't really say that either. Nunez is going to take time. I don't share the sentiments of most Liverpool fans that say he's going to smash it up and he's going to score so many goals. I hope he does. I think he's going to score goals, actually. I just think his overall game needs to improve a lot.
I really do hope he succeeds because he
Same.
Yeah, I mean, for me, he's got all of those ingredients. He's a very frustrating player to watch because for me, I love his speed, I love his power, I love his tenacity, I love his willingness to like get things done on the pitch. So I really hope that can hopefully translate into goals and numbers, right? But boys, lastly, finally, one last thing. When you guys get into the shower, do you start from top to bottom or from bottom to top?
Colonel, that's for you.
Lava and brimstone.
That's Colonel's. That's Colonel's. Question.
Nah, it's top to bottom, man. I think that's. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It depends. If you're taking a shower by the river and you're taking a cannonball, it might be from bottom to top. I don't know. It depends on where you're located. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's I don't know, man.
It's an interesting question to end.
Yeah. It's one of them ones.
I'll leave you all to it, boys.
Thomas, thank you very much for calling in, my bro. Look after yourself. Take care. Your Gakpo, the one you're dying on Gakpo Hill, man, in midfield.
Listen, it's not about in midfield. It's about and I brought you to the specific moment. Genie played as like a number 10 for his country. Gakpo played there as well, right? Well, Genie was utilized as a left midfielder. Gakpo is a left winger. I know and rate him as a left winger, right? We get him, and because our left winger went down, But then the guy in the middle was getting output from the left, so we just left him at the left. And then we're like, well, Gakpo, can you do anything else? And he was like, yeah, I run through the middle for you. And he ran through the middle and he was holding it down. Now we brought him in a few games in the 8, right side where Hendo was, did all right, broke the lines, did everything that we wanted from Naby. Pre-season, I see him left side of the 8. Love this link-up play as well. And he's good in tight spaces. So all I'm saying, if I see Trent in the 6, Szoboszlai right side 8 and Gakpo left side 8, I wouldn't even complain. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't even complain.
We'll keep an eye on that. Updated order: Albert, Liverpool 12th man, Daz, Zakaria, Suesh, Rajesh. That is the order, people. Yo, the likes are slowing down. Can every man and woman, child, slap up them likes before we keep it moving? Some super chats to get through. Nilak Piles says the other guy was moaning about Hendo leaving and was quoting 1920 season for his performance. So I sent the super chat earlier. I'm loving this rebuild. Very excited. Don't get me wrong. Big up yourself. Mane have a run. Happy with a right back and DM. Trent is ready for midfield permanent. Lorente from Atletico would be so ideal.
Nah, you got to keep these coming, man. Because every time you send one in, I'm like, nah, big up.
He comes back and he says, also, we have our own Lavia in Bacetic and our own Colwell in Kwanzaa.
Nah, money have to run. Nah, brother, we need to get you on the show, fam. Nah, everything you're saying is straight facts. Straight fire as well.
And then he sends and says, big up Grizz and the Colonel. Big up yourself, my bro. Really appreciate it.
Big up every time, man. I appreciate your opinions as well, man, because I haven't disagreed with one yet. So big up to you.
Interesting. Bajetic is our Lavia. Kwanzaa is our Colwell.
Hey, we need, and see, this is the thing I keep asking the fans, and it's a dilemma subject, you know. Do you bring a man in of quality and blight the youths, or you get the right piece in there where the youths can still thrive into the team and grow and develop in the way
I want to win titles and cups, and if the youth are good enough, then fair enough. If they're not, I don't give a shit.
You sound like you're burning down the youths them still, but I understand what you're saying. If they're
good enough, they're good enough. No problem. I'm against the shit youth.
All right, please don't say no name in this.
No, I'm just saying the hype. Like, no, I don't mean anyone in particular. I'm just saying I don't want to just hype up youth for the good. We're doing it the right way, or look how we're bringing the youth for the sake of it. If the youth is good, like a Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Jamie Carragher, James Gambas, they will come through and shine through. But I don't want to be, look, we bring youth just because we want to say we bring youth.
This is not a youth FC. No, I get it.
Albert is in the stream, you know. Fix up. Look sharp.
Albert's just gonna come and cook, man. Big up, Albert. What you saying, man? What you cooking today, man? How you been?
Man, I'm good actually. There's not much to cook. It's just that I'm a little worried about the Szoboszlai injury. I'm not worried. We've not been too good when we hear that there's a scan and we'll know what happens after the scan. Normally it doesn't come with good news, but I hope for the best.
Albert.
Yeah.
Before you go on, 3 weeks ago, we had the first call-in of this series, right? We call it the new series because the new season, right? You were so positive and so happy. Let me finish, man. Let me finish.
No,
let me finish.
No, great.
No, that's why I'm laughing. No, but I'm laughing.
The premise is wrong. So why continue? The Szoboszlai injury.
You started it. Okay, so let me finish. Let me finish. Okay, so 3 weeks ago, we ended your segment by Albert is on this season. We're going. Albert has pumped us up. Last season, if people of the chat know, it's a slight downer. You started having a little bit of creeps of doubt because of the lack of business, and you said, look, we need to move on. And this week, you've started off Szoboszlai. There's nothing wrong with Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai has a little precautionary rest from training, got a knock on his ankle. There is no long-term damage
I
done.
hope you're right, bro.
There's no problem. There's no issue.
I hope you're right, witch doctor.
Your
I hope
face,
you're right, witch doctor.
your face is so down and sad.
No,
I
my
don't want
face,
to see this, Albert.
listen, my face is not down. I just woke up, so don't worry.
I want to see.
Nah.
I want to see Albert.
So wait for that then, right? Wait.
All
for
right,
that. All right, wait.
Albert, I'm gonna ask you this question because I
Go
think
ahead, bro.
you're gonna touch on it. And Grizz, this is the question I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I'll ask one of the guys. Albert, I trust you with this one. So we've heard about Klopp doing double sesh, and then I was talking to a man, and I'm like, yo, triple sesh. And I think it was you, Grizz. You're like, yo, did you see the state of last season? We need to be running harder, stuff like that. Albert, don't you think it's better if you do like some team building drills, and then you have individual trainings based on the player's fitness versus running triple sets just to run triple sets? And what I mean by that is in the military, they do this mass punishment. And I'm like, why are you doing mass punishment?
You've taken the words right. That's where I was going. And you've taken it right out of my mouth.
Bob. Yeah.
That I want us to preserve our players. Okay. So let's find a middle way between the training that keeps them fit and not push them towards the training that injures them. The stats are obvious. Last year, Liverpool had 32% more injuries than the nearest person, 162 as opposed to 126 for Chelsea, and the rest are all down there. So let's not go that direction. But I was going to tell you guys about how I was excited about Klopp's interview this morning.
How big was your fire burning? Because mine was
I was excited because Klopp promised some things that if even if he's not a man of his word, he simply can't go back on it. So I just hope that our owners give him the funds he needs and deserves to develop the team.
He ain't saying nothing about funds. What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the funds that he needs to get the players that he wants to get. Right now, thanks to Fabinho and Henderson, they've left us with a nice nest egg. Henderson came in for 16 million, he's left for 12. Fabinho came in for 40, he's left for 40. That's like, having some decent relatives who died and left you, something to get along with. So let's go for the jugular and go and get Caicedo. I just want us to go and get Caicedo because it's not going to get any better. Lavia, 50 million. And the Lavia thing is wrapped up in a straitjacket. Southampton can't go any lower than the 50 million because they have to give 20% of whatever they get to Manchester City.
So what?
No,
so what? That's not our problem.
No,
it's their problem.
It's your problem because you want their player.
No, but we're not going to pay 50. We move on.
Manchester City.
Wait, they have a 50% sell-on clause?
No, 20%.
Yeah, but 25 million isn't 20% of 50.
No. 50% minus 50 million minus 20% is 40 million. So if Southampton really want 40 million, they're going to sell him to us for 50 million because Manchester City are going to get 20% anyway. And Manchester City can buy the player next year for 40 million.
But that's but just two things. Let's analyze and calm down. So the figure that Man City have to buy him back is if they want him back. Man City, it doesn't say anywhere in world football rules that whenever you put a buyback clause, you buy him back. In fact, it's the opposite. When you buy, very rarely do you buy a player back. I'm
just making an assumption that
I know, but don't assume the negative in it. I'm assuming the positive, you assume the negative. So I'm assuming the positive. Man City won't buy him back.
Why do you think Man City wanting to buy him back?
I tell you why. Man City are going to replace Gundogan and Silva this season with two up-and-coming midfielders, right? And normally when they buy midfielders, they let them set in for a season and then start them the following season, yeah? So in my humble opinion, especially if they keep Phillips like they will keep Phillips, and they're hoping Phillips comes on.
Fatso.
Yeah, man, allow it, innit? I've been accused of calling short people out. Now you're calling fat people out. But allow it, innit? It's okay.
No, I didn't say it. His coach said it. His coach said it. I myself, I'm not exactly thin.
Exactly.
I don't play football.
Yeah, exactly. But the point I'm trying to make is City won't buy him back.
Let's hope so.
Not a fact, but I don't think they'll buy him back. So
Let's hope so, bro.
So that's not 40 million for Southampton. The second thing is they're relegated. Third thing is Lavia wants to leave. If you're relegated and you're trying to come back into the Premier League, you need motivated players that want to be there. They're gonna fight to come back. Lavia don't want to fight and come back. He wants to move now. And thirdly, Chelsea are concentrating on Caicedo. Arsenal, Partey today has announced that he's not leaving, and Arteta said he's not leaving, which leaves us in a very good negotiation stage. So I would disagree that we're in a straitjacket. I think Southampton.
So I said Manchester City. I didn't say us. I said Manchester City wrapped that kid in a straitjacket. But you are looking at it and saying, okay, Manchester City won't come.
Yeah, I think we're in a good position to negotiate now. And I agree with you, though. 50 million, or I don't know if you said this, but 50 million is not a good price for Lavia.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. So, but I still think that the 53 odd million pounds that we've gotten for the players who are leaving, it's good. At least it helps us to get who we want to get. And my thing is, I think we should go for Caicedo, really, because you've spoken about getting a plug and play player. I feel the same way. I think we should get a plug and play DM. We should get somebody who's ready to go, and really that should be it. Because like I said last week, I don't want us to go experimenting at Stamford Bridge. We need to win that match. That would be a very good start for us to win that match. The last 4 or 5 matches we've played against Chelsea have ended 0-0, including the one that you went and came back crying. I remember you went and came back crying that it was the worst match you've ever seen Liverpool play. I couldn't stop laughing. But hey, I think that I like Klopp's interview today. My highlight of the day was Klopp's interview. I actually waited up for it because it was like 5 hours behind. I wanted to listen to it. I thought it was good. I thought it was uplifting, and I hope our owners don't send Klopp to Primark when he wants to go to Marks and Spencer. I think getting him to Marble Arch and telling him he should cross the road to the other side instead of going where he wants to go is not a good see. I think I have this feeling that we're going to get Sangare. I just have this thing that we're going to get Sangare. I don't know why, but and you talked about tall. You know, he fits, for me, he fits that kind of DM that can work as an auxiliary center back when we are defending crosses and set pieces. And I see us getting him. My indicator is that I'm not hearing anything about him, and that's normally Liverpool speak for precipitating that kind of sale when nobody was expecting it. But yeah, I'm upbeat. I'm really upbeat. Like I told you, I just woken up, and I just woken up and I remembered that you were on, and I had to be on before like 1,000 others were on. So yeah, I'm very, very, very upbeat.
I'm not totally against Sangare. I know most are.
And I don't know why they are, because then maybe
they're saying that his technical ability isn't great on the ball. He's a bit of a Lukaku in midfield.
What we want, well, then maybe they're not really what we need is somebody who's going to enter. The guy, he scores goals, a lot of goals with his head. He is very good in the tackle. And what we are trying to get in the middle of that park is not somebody who's intricate, somebody with a brilliant half turn. You really want somebody who's going to tackle people and get, we made the mistake with Ugarte, but that's gone. I think you made a very good point about the shorties in the middle. And if we were going to get shorties, my first shorty would be Tyler Adams. Then let's go get Tyler Adams.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Nah, the American. Nah.
No, big
Uncle, wrap this up, man.
No,
You saying some good stuff, man. Man, ain't no Tyler Adams.
Give him,
Nah, man.
Zuberi, give him the credit he deserves. I don't think we'll get him because of his height, but in terms of his ability to disrupt play in the middle, he's very good at it. In fact, he's one of the reasons why Leeds are in the championship, to be frank. If he hadn't gotten injured, I bet you Leeds don't go championship. So
yeah, and we'll be saying if he doesn't get injured, we would have won the Europa League. That's what we're going to be saying as well. If we get him, we're going to be saying if he never got injured, we would have won the Europa. Nah, man, I don't want that over here.
I worry rather, or even though I love Kone, I love him as a player. I worry about his injuries, man. MCL, and that injury to the same knee, the patella. I worry whether if we get him, he will stand the test of time with respect to those kind of injuries. Otherwise, he would have also been at the top of my list. So let's see what happens. Klopp has promised that he's going to get. He didn't say I'm going to get a player. Did
you see his interview? Your comments very briefly before we move on. What do you think? Because we like to hear your thoughts.
I absolutely loved it. I thought it was upbeat. I thought he took responsibility and he made a promise that he was going to get players. He didn't even say a player. He said we'll get the player. He said he takes responsibility. That's it for me. I think he said everything we wanted to hear. And he has promised that the season is going. The next season is going to be an unforgettable season. I'm not making up the words. I'm quoting him. So there's no reason why we shouldn't take him at his word.
Yeah, I'm ready to play that song. Who was it? Forgot the rap song. There's a song called "Unforgettable." Real dope song, dancing in Africa.
I just want them to back him.
I'm playing that at the parade. So just so when I pull up in the parade, people, and I kick that song on, I want us to go crazy.
Yeah, they should back him. They should just back him so that he gets to where he wants to get to. I absolutely.
Albert, I want to get your opinion on something else.
Go ahead, bro.
Because you woke up and I think you missed the first part of the show. What do you think about that intro, bro?
Nice.
Beautiful. Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Me and Kern, we're doing things, man. We're doing things. You understand?
Yes, beautiful. I like your little bromance in the big up.
Bro, come on. Brothers for life, man.
Yeah.
Brothers for life.
And you're coming up to the Big Apple, man. You're coming to Florida next time.
Florida is next, brother. We're gonna hit up Florida.
You're coming to Orlando, bro.
It's been a pleasure as always, Albert.
Yeah, you take it easy. Take it easy too, bro.
All right,
big up, Uncle, man. I like his Caicedo shout. I never thought about it that way.
Who doesn't?
If we can just not even touch the money, Grizz. You know them one when you're doing business, you don't even touch the money. Just let the handle and from money just go straight to Brighton. Just write Brighton's name on that check. Like who you want to make this out to? Brighton, Hove and Albion FC. Just write that on the check for Hendo and Fab and send it to them, man. And take I
don't know, man. I mean, Chelsea are trying for him. We're not even trying right now. I think we're assessing the market and situation. I think we're trying to get an understanding of what's needed now and get a price with teams for the players. And then we're just going to strike. I think in the next week or two, we're going to just strike. I think we're just assessing final preps to work out what's needed, who's needed profile-wise. And then, yeah, man, the next 10 days will tell us a lot. And then we can start looking forward to the season. Liverpool's 12th man is next. Daz is next. Zakaria is then. Suesh is then. And Rajesh is then. Let's bring in Liverpool's 12th man. Welcome to the stream, my brother. Hope you're well. Let us know where you're calling from. And we already know what team you support.
Absolutely. I'm calling from America. Calling from Arizona.
Oh, Arizona. Yeah. Big up US of A today, man.
Yeah. Big up for having me on your show. Hello to the Colonel, of course. And also big up to all the Reds in the chat. As always, welcome on to all my Reds.
100%.
I wanted to call in because like I wanted to start a conversation about basically, you know, a lot of these people, I hear a lot of these people talking about these players that we want to bring in and everything else. And I understand, you know, we all have high aspirations. I know myself, sometimes I put some players that are well out of the reach, but still I would love to see them on the team. But I mean, like, it's like that FIFA setting sometimes, I think, because I think the transfer price sometimes gets into people's heads. That's the thing that everyone sees on the like headlines. But it's primarily, it's the wage. The player's wage is a bigger component of the transfer, in my opinion, you know, than the actual transfer price that you're going to try to get the player for. Because the player doesn't care about what the transfer price is for him. He cares about his money, period. So that's like a big thing about like how it all goes. So like I've been hearing, look, I was one of the first people last preseason I was talking about, for instance, De Jong coming to our team. I would love when Manchester United got involved. I wanted to see us go for De Jong. But the man's on $618,000 a week. You know, when I looked at Kimmich, I was talking about that even before the buzz was going on. But then you look at it and you say he's on $320 a week. So these players coming to our team, that's all well and good, but they're obviously going to have to take a pay cut because there's a sensitive thing called, like, you know, in the locker room, everyone knows each other's what everyone else is making, but it's that balance, that harmony that you have to have amongst the hierarchy, the players that you think deserve it, don't deserve it. You know, you don't want people grumbling about their price, about what they're making, what someone else is making. That all has an impact. And I mean, hell, I was even looking at going for Sancho now. You know, I was for cut price 40 million. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all in. But he's making 350K. That's just not a possibility. You know, it's just not a reasonable possibility to bring these players into a club where your top earner is Mo Salah making that kind of money. You know, your second earner is VVD making 220K. You know, those numbers. There's no way I could constitute saying that Sancho deserves more than Virgil van Dijk, period. You know, and that's a major thing. And I also wanted to say I disagree with some of what you said about the Lavia thing. And this is why I have a piece out on that I've done myself about, I have concerns about Lavia because let's say hypothetically, I know we're not going to pay 50 million, but let's say hypothetically we paid 50 million. Okay, this is for easy numbers, and that would mean that City's going to get 10 million of that price. 10 million is already getting put to City, but then they also have the ability, one, to match the deal if they want to go for him right now, and then if they don't and they want to buy him back in 2024 for 40 million, in essence, that's like buying him for 30 million in essence, because they already got 10 million from us, you know. So it's like one of those things where I'm just like, we're going to sit here and we're going to take a player, make him improve his skills, make him a better player, make him all these different things, and then give him basically the opportunity to be bought back by City. I'm out.
Whoa! Wait! I have to stop you there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Me and Ensman, big up to Ensman. He asked me this question and we laughed in private. It was early AMs. If we buy a player who has a buyback clause to another club, that clause goes out the window. That has nothing to do with us buying him. So City can't come then buy him from us for 40. Buyback clause don't follow him. No, it doesn't follow him. And then onto your spreadsheet with the player wages, that's why the boss tells you, yo, don't tell your co-workers what I'm paying you, because I ain't supposed to be giving you this. But yeah, I'm saying they ask, tell them I'll get you 100 per week. They can do that. They can be like, yo, my man, I'm gonna bring you in on 500, but yo, you tell the people that you're on 150 because we don't want certain man getting jealous. You know what I'm trying to say? Or we can structure the deal where players write shirt sale and all of that stuff make up the wage gap. So if we're buying like this marquee player, let's say De Jong, I didn't know he was on 600K a week. We can be like, yo, all the shirt sales are yours. All your sponsorship stuff, rights to just give him more rights than he normally deserves. In some cases, that can work, but you know, nowadays players just want the money up front, so they're like, "Yo, bro, I'm not taking all that back end royalty stuff when I can get the money up front."
You honestly think that you're going to make up the difference in shirt sales? You're not really looking at the numbers either. Look, I know.
No.
But listen, realistically, even if
the Messi deal,
buyback clause should still transfer, because then, if anything, when you have a buyback clause, then that would be like, okay, well, what's one way to get around the buyback clause? Oh, well, You know, I put that clause in for a reason. And now you're going to say, oh, you're going to sell the player. I get my percentage.
The buyback. No, the buyback clause.
But now I'm not going to have the option to get my buyback clause. No.
The buyback
clause is from that club. So if Lavia stayed at Southampton for 4 years and he's now worth 100, the buyback clause to City is 40. That's why they put it in there. They're not putting it in there because they know Liverpool is going to come get him. So, we planted this buyback seed early. It's only
I understand. I'm not saying that either. But all the same, I'm saying that I have issues with the problem. I have issues with the situation that I don't think that Lavia is the answer. I believe that truthfully, I believe that I'd rather see Thiago and Bajcetic be given a chance at the DM role, and especially since Thiago has the ability to play the DM role. Look, you can side-eye me all you want, but if you look at the statistics, like realistically, he has better statistics than at defensive-minded than Fabinho did last year. Whether it's tackles, whether it's interceptions, whether it's clearance, close to aerial wins is pretty much on par as well. I mean, those things are seriously considerations to make when it comes to that player. And that's why I'm saying, like,
Can I interject? Thiago maybe has the ability or the stats. Has he got the durability and reliability, in your opinion? I believe so. When you're looking at those stats, when you're looking at those same stats, look at one of the most important ones,
right?
Which is how many times he plays.
No, and I get that, but that was the reason why.
So if you're saying Thiago, you want Thiago, you rather Thiago be given that chance, then that's a hindrance to Liverpool Football Club because he tends to play 30% of his games only. Right. And so therefore you're saying the other percentage of games you want to give to a 19-year-old Bajcetic who's played less than Lavia, who's played less games at DM than Lavia, less senior appearances Lavia, and in my opinion is the lesser player than Lavia. Because if you're looking at numbers and stats like you're bringing, Lavia's stats and duels and defense, I don't know if you check out my show on RedFellas we done a few weeks ago where my guy Evan, Soccer God, came out with Lavia's stats comparable to anyone else in the under 21 category. My guy was one of the top guys. So I get it. If you're not a fan of Lavia per se in isolation, that's no problem. Everyone has their own.
Sure. Everyone's welcome to it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's fine. And I'm with you. Mm-hmm. But then your argument for me didn't hold sway when you said you'd rather Bajcetic and Thiago, because that's just then that's just
okay. So this is my counter then to you, okay? Mm-hmm. Because realistically, as you all watched the interview with Klopp, it's not primarily our defense is primarily the sustainability of our defense is on our counter press. Our counter press begins on our front line. When our front line is adequate and sufficient at pressing, then that takes the pressure off the midfield and takes the pressure off the back line, period. So therefore, if we have a sustainable pressure on the front line, which we had a lot of injuries in the front line, unfortunately, but if, Hata, if the players that we're relying on, another year on Nunez, learning the system, being comfortable and familiar with his teammates and being able to know the spacing and pressing and everything else, that'd be important. Because realistically, that's what happened. Our front line looked at balls that were being played and said, oh, I hope he's going to win it, rather than know where to be spatially on the pitch to take the counter press to the next level, to be the top counter press, best counter press team that Klopp wants us to be. That would take off the pressure of what happened to be Fabinho, leaving him on the island and creating too much space for him that he had to cover all of a sudden. And those things are reasons why, one, Thiago does have the ability to understand angles, spacing, everything that a veteran would. Two, he also knows the fact that if you have a player like Thiago, and I'm saying that Bajcetic could also fill in the roles of like playing in the Europa, playing in some of the lesser games and such to navigate the workload that Thiago would have to do. If you still have a player that you're going to be able to rely on in Thiago, this hip surgery, I'm hoping, will be the reason why we'll see a different Thiago. And that's why, if anything, I'm more worried about just our interpretation of being able to incorporate yourself into the system. We still would have to say that Lavia is going to have to come to this system and learn it, be a part of it, understand all of his teammates, and understand to fit in so well with everyone else. But there's no guarantee. But one thing I can say is Thiago has a couple years now under the belt of knowing the system, is an amazing veteran himself, senior player as well. And I think he can handle that role if it's placed on him. That's what I'm trying to get across.
No, listen, that's fair enough. That's your opinion. Yeah, that's cool. Colonel, what are you saying?
I'm gonna put a bid on your spreadsheet and your data 12, man, because I see what you're cooking with, and I'm gonna add this to it, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like you don't want Lavia. I'm not gonna ask you who else you want, because it sounds like you think that we have what we need. I do think that as well, but we're going at it different way. But I think if what I'm saying and what you're saying lines up, we can cook. Let me land. Trent in the 6. People don't want him there. We know Trent can give us about 70% of our games. Thiago can give us a good 20. Besechi can pick up the other 10%. All of our games is covered with 3 guys running in and out of that position. Because here's the thing, 12 man, based on your stats, we don't need a guy to sit in the 6 and go, I'm the 6, so I'm just going to sit here. That's not how we play. We don't play like that.
We don't play
exactly.
Like that
so Trent won't be sitting in there. Thiago won't be sitting in there. And Besechi won't be sitting in there. And if we're rotating these 3 guys, we might be able to get a little bit more out of Thiago. We might be able to get a little bit more out of Besechi, where we're not putting him under immense pressure. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
and even if we put Besechi in the 6 and Trent right back, we know Trent is going to go in there next to him anyways and help him. So he's all in his hand. And the same thing for Thiago. Then we can just take Thiago off, bring Besechi, Jones. A bunch of different men can come and rotate in there with the Trent. You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah, if Trent is already in there, we can bring these guys in, get Trent some rest. So what you're saying, I'm willing to agree with that setup that we don't need Lavia and we have everything we need, as long as you tell me right here, Zabiri, I'll back you with Trent in the 6. That's all I'm saying.
I think the primary the primary portion of, and I'll end and land on this. So the primary portion of what I wanted to say is that, look, we're losing so much experience in the players that we're seeing exit. You know, so therefore, if you look at the balance, you have a good team has a balance out of the 25 players. Let's just say 24 again to make it easy numbers. You want to have 8 youth, 8 prime, 8 veteran players, 8 experienced senior players. That's the perfect balance when it comes to having players that contribute to a club. By losing 5, if not 6 of our senior players, the way that we are losing it, we're gonna have to replace that with experience, in my opinion, not with youth per se. We do have some youth. I'm more high on our academy youth that's coming in, but I also know that you have to bring veteran status. You have to bring some veteran experience, senior experience, that are able to take on roles and take on the ability to, take on new systems that they're going to be put into quicker and faster than sometimes you have with your youth players that are going to have to learn and evolve and grow into those positions.
Listen, we're going to have to keep it moving, but it's been interesting. Make sure you call in again, because
I will, for sure.
You know what I mean? We will keep track.
Hey, bring the spreadsheet next time, man.
Yeah, I will. I will.
In the spreadsheet, you know.
You know what? You used to should hook up together, man, and do a show.
I'm waiting on 12 man to fire it off, man. 12
okay,
man,
get in touch, man. Get in touch.
I will for sure. Thank you.
Get in touch, and then maybe we can cook something on this channel, man.
And when you coming to Jersey, bro? I know you're from Jersey, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Jersey in the house for sure.
Look it up. All right, take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Nice one. We're gonna wrap this show up soon. I just realized, man. I mean, I know it's Man United v Arsenal and it's pre-season, but you know me, I like to keep abreast of my football. Someone's told me Man United Arsenal are playing.
I didn't know if you want to watch the game still. It starts in it's starting about pretty soon. You can catch the second half, man.
Is it started? Yeah.
It's pretty
we got a few callers left, so we're gonna give them time anyway. We got Daza, we got Zachary, we got Rajesh. So let's bring in Daza in the building. Daza, our guy, what's going on?
Big up, Daza. Mate. You refreshed all your like videos because you got new season coming up. More videos to like.
Oh yeah, you know how much I like a video. How you doing, Zaviri? Missed you last week.
I'm well.
What's going on?
Last week.
Yeah, he had some Wi-Fi issues or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So last week I was out in the park. There was about 6 different things going on. NYPD barbecue, a couple quinceañeras. My son's birthday was going on. some Guyanese thing, Indian thing. It was bad things happening in the apartment. The people them just killed up the Wi-Fi at the park. It was a madness.
Sounds like more important things, right?
Nah, man, nothing more than doing this right
things
here,
the
man.
call-in show. Come on.
Nah, man, talking to you.
Hey.
You're mad.
I'm in Nashville right now. I'm going to see Ed Sheeran in about 3 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
big Ed Sheeran fan, yeah.
Yeah. No, that guy does
well,
not disappoint. Does not.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
no,
lie.
typical.
I think he's good. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's good. I'm
Well,
not a massive fan, but I'm a fan.
yeah,
I'm a
I get.
massive fan
I'm
still.
the same. My wife is. We just like going to concerts, and plus Nashville was there last night.
Why
in
not?
Nashville. Oof, I'm still hanging from yesterday, to be honest.
Wait,
So-
are you close to downtown? Have you been to the Honkies yet? You've been
Yeah,
to Honkies with the
we
three
went
levels?
to. We went to where did we go to? Jason Ardean's last night because of the whole
Okay.
thing that's going on, and Akimi, ACME. Anyway, we're just chatting here. Let's talk about football.
Let's talk about football, man. Talk
What's
to
going
us.
on, man? How
What's
you
going
feeling about this new season rebuild press?
It's done. I don't care. I remember last week. I was like, I remember. I actually watched it back, and I was like, oh man, Hendo's going. Don't tell me that, Grizz. Don't give a shit right now. Don't
Okay,
care anymore.
I told you you're not. I told you you're not gonna care in a little while.
Right. We
So
got some
Fabinho
Oslo.
and Henderson, let's just recap. Fabinho and Henderson have both passed their medicals for their new clubs. I believe they both will be announced on Monday at their clubs, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, I agree with what a lot of people have been saying. It's a shame it didn't get a send off and whatnot, but
Yeah,
I mean
definitely.
back in the old day, that's how it used to happen, right? People just used to leave.
That's
People
true,
didn't-
right?
People didn't get all these big goodbye
That's true.
walking
That's true.
around. People just used to leave. They used to walk into the manager's office and be told. Brian Clough used to say to him, "You're off, kid. Get out of here. You're going to
That's
another
true.
club. I'm bringing somebody else in."
If
That's
we
how
go to
football
our
used to be.
legends, did they get big send-offs? I don't know, Daz. You might
I don't
remember
think
more
it was-
than me.
Yeah. Back in the day, it was
Well-
cold, you know. I don't even think they get to pack all their stuff back then. No, I feel like some of these men just left stuff at the club, man. Oh yeah, such and such left it. Didn't even clear out his locker. That's how you.
No, hold on, because I'm a bit tired. I've had a long week. I keep telling you, like, did Dalglish get a send-off the first time round? No, it was a very sad situation. Remember when he resigned? Oh, that's not as a manager. Sorry. How about as a player?
Well,
Does
he
anyone know
became
in the
player
chat?
manager, didn't he? He
No,
became
but-
player manager,
No,
didn't he?
Oh, he became player manager, of course. Yeah. So, but did he get that first send off? I don't think he
back
did.
then,
Did Rush
not the
get a
same.
send off?
no.
I don't even remember
Well,
Carra
the second-
getting a
the second-
send off, man. Like,
The second time, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't. We're in a new world right now, aren't we, with all that shit? So, I mean, it doesn't matter. Players move and whatnot. Couple of things I was going to mention. People have already spoken about, of course. It always seems to happen with whenever I get on here. So, one was our attack. I wanted to talk about that because I think it's fucking superb. We're going to fucking smash teams left, right, and centre with our attack. And Jota, that's the man I wanted to bring up because I heard, was it on 90 Min or something? You said Jota was your boy. I responded saying, no, Jota's my boy.
My boy. Fair enough.
My
no
boy.
problem, no
I
problem.
called Jota. When we signed him, my brother's a Wolverhampton Wanderers season ticket holder. When we signed him, he went, my favourite player has gone to you. Treat him well. And I said, mate, I love this signing. Love Jota. Love the fact that he's a FIFA player or FC, whatever it is now. I think he's going to be amazing. Whether it's, I know I did say something about off the bench. He's not the best. I guess I've got to take that back after the Tottenham winner. I think Jota's going to be a real good player this year.
Is he a starter for you?
I think we just mix it up, don't we? We've got such.
No,
good
that's a cop
potential
out.
in that.
For me, that's a cop out. I'm not.
no,
it is.
it's not.
It depends how we want to play. Like again, you can't.
I'll
Go on,
settle
go
it.
on.
I'll settle it. I'll settle it for you
No,
guys.
no,
'Cause
what
you're
I'm
gonna
saying-
come back with everything. You're gonna come back with
Yes.
everything. I don't want you to come back with everything. I want you to just give me an answer straight. First game of the season, None of them are injured. They've all had the same pre-season. Who is Klopp picking? The front three. Simple. Or simple question. It's not a simple answer.
Yeah.
It's not a simple answer, but the question is simple. Exactly. Now tell me, it's horses for courses. It depends on the
Exactly.
injury. No, pick me the three that is going to start against Chelsea. Fresh. Everyone's firing. Everyone's fit. Everyone's impressed in pre-season. Talk to me nice.
Yeah, I go with Tway, 33. I'm going to go Jota, Gakpo, Salah. I'm going to go with that. That's
Big
it.
three. I'm on that as well.
Salah.
Yeah, I'm on that as well.
But then Daza, this is where I get confused.
I'm always bloody confused.
No, but I tell you why. We just spoke about, or I don't think we mentioned his position. I don't like Jota on the left.
But
he doesn't have to be on the left.
Yeah,
you can rotate with
like
Gakpo.
I said,
You think it's simple question and it should get a simple answer. I'm sorry.
I agree the answer might be complicated. So go on, complicate the answer. Go on.
We can pick any three of that five and you won't be wrong. And any three of the five, I guarantee you, the center guy and the left wing guy is going to dance around. The only time they don't dance around is if Diaz is the left guy. Think about it. The only time those two don't switch around is when Diaz is on the left. When Diaz is on the left, he doesn't go middle. That's the only time. If you want a rigid, you stay left, you stay right, it's Diaz, Salah, and then whoever you want in the middle. The minute you take Diaz off that left, Jota and Nunes will swap. Jota and Gakpo will swap. Gakpo and Nunes will swap. Diaz is the only one that, you see what I'm trying to say? Diaz
I want Jota in the middle, man. I want Jota in the middle, and I want to keep him there, and he's going to score you 20 league goals.
Within the 2 minutes we've been here and you asked me that question, I just want Jota on the pitch. I love him that much. I want Jota on the pitch. Put Jota on the pitch with Gakpo. Gakpo looked good. I know it's just one game, but the way he finished last season. So
you want Jota on the pitch. You're loving Gakpo. Now talk to me about Diaz and Nunes then.
Well, Diaz can come on and make a impact.
Is Diaz under pressure, peoples?
Yeah, they're not safe.
Possibly. He's going to play. They're all going to play. They're all going to play. This is what I'm saying. You said, don't skirt it, whatever. They're all going to play.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Like, we've been listening and talking about all the midfield today, and if Jurgen Klopp was ever watching this, he's probably sat there going, exactly. My midfield is done. You know what I mean? That was a German Indian accent. I'm not sure what that was.
That was good. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good impression.
But you see Gakpo in the 8 because you don't want to put him on the bench.
I don't see that. You keep coming with that, Colonel. I don't see that. That was last season when we were desperate. We had no legs. We had no energy. We had no mobility. This season is going to be a whole heap of difference. If you're telling me Gakpo's playing ahead of Curtis, Elliott, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Thiago in the midfield, I don't see it.
I think there's minutes there. That if Klopp wants to change something in a game, I think he can. If Jota's on the bench for.
I get that, Daz. I get that. There's minutes there. I get it. But the Colonel early on was suggesting he played quite a significant amount of games as an 8. In certain games, I don't see that.
I wouldn't say significant because you've just bought Szoboszlai and McAllister. So those are your two, right?
And one more minimum.
Right? One more minimum. Everybody's talking about Lavia. Yeah, why not? I've got to that point, like I said, from last week. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Klopp knows what he's doing. Let's go, Chelsea. Let's go. Let's see what you got. Because this is not going to be a 0-0 this time, Chelsea. Believe me.
This time it's not going to be a 0-0.
We're just going to go hell for leather. And if we lose 4-3, I don't give a shit. Because we'll win the next 10 games after that. Newcastle.
I don't want to lose 4-3, bro. I don't want to lose 4-3.
Neither do I, mate. Neither do I.
I'm not going to be. That first post-match carnage is going to be not nice.
Oh, yeah, everybody will be saying, we miss Hendo, we miss Fab. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that first post.
Where's Nat Phillips? Where's Nat Phillips? We need Nat Phillips at the back.
That first. Yeah, I'm not. It's gonna be unpleasant, man. I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna lie.
They're gonna say bring Carvalho back from loan, you know.
We should have had Carvalho on the left. That would have been the thing. No, man. It'll be a good game. I believe Klopp is just going to go hell for leather again and just go, what the fuck? Who gives a shit? I said it before in the chat. This season is going to be mental. Everybody's changing.
Rock and roll football. I feel rock and roll. The little, you know, that mature, sophisticated music we were on when we was winning Champions League. After we switched from the rock and roll, I think Klopp is like, yeah, nah, man, we're going surfer, bro. Total radical, man.
You reckon, yeah?
Music. Heavy metal. This is a heavy metal season.
What we got to lose, and that's what I'm thinking. Lavia could come in and he'd just go, I don't give a shit. I'll play McAllister and Trent. And Lavia, don't forget, played right back for a few times last season for Southampton, so he could be a Trent understudy because he can play the ball as well. He's got a good pass on him, so that could be your Trent understudy. Who knows what's going to happen? You know, it's going to be a good season. I'm looking forward to it now. I can't wait. I wish we had some better friendlies. I know there's is it Man U Arsenal kicking off in a bit?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I know what you mean. Some better friendlies, but okay with it. Would you?
Well, at least it's not Bayern Munich playing some school kids winning 27-0 or whatever it is.
Now, I'm with you there. It would be good to not judge where we'll be because of the opposition, but if we play good against certain teams, people are like, oh, it's a League 2 side, or oh, it's the high school kids. And it's like, I get what you're saying. I wish it were a bit more enticing.
Well, hold on. Can someone, because I haven't even, you know what? Someone asked me the other day, and I don't even know what's our fixtures. Can someone tell me, put someone in the chat, I
think we're playing Girth or Girth next
FC
Monday.
Yeah. So but how about after that? So can someone remind us the season's fixtures? Because I want to know. I think we got Bayern in there somewhere, no?
Leicester, I think.
Someone is going to... Yeah, we're playing against Bayern.
Bayern, yeah.
I'm sure we are. But someone to put in the chat. So let me know the preseason friendlies. I know what you mean. Like Zuberi says, it's good to see where we're at. But then we don't know where we're at because the other team is asking the same question where we're at. So everyone
is that a good thing? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You know, when we start the season, Klopp just might do something mental. And like these teams now, I think you said it a few weeks ago. Ancelotti, when he played us in that Champions League final, said, I know what Liverpool are going to do. We don't know what Liverpool are going to do. I know what the best they can do, everything they can, the scout and whatnot. Who knows what we're going to do?
There are 4 games. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the next 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks left. We play Greuther Fürth, Leicester, Bayern, and Darmstadt. It's decent, man. That's a decent opposition.
I guess the Bayern game, we'll see who's playing. What do you think of Conor Bradley, by the way? How did he get on? Thought he was all right. Do you think he's going to be in and around the squad?
I think so, Daz.
But only if we don't sign a player.
Yeah, I hear you, because we have been making inquiries about fullbacks, man. Stroke defenders. We made an inquiry on the Ajax fullback. Can't remember his name. Ryan Bench or Dench or something.
Oh, Dench from Ajax.
Yeah. So we made an inquiry for him, and we also made an inquiry, people, for Feyenoord's Gertrude or something. Don't know how you say his name. Someone in the chat, let me know how you spell his name. But he reminds me a lot of playing style like Rudiger, man. I'm not a big fan, but we've asked about him, and apparently Dirk Kuyt has spoken highly of him and forwarded him as a recommendation. Pavard already mentioned we had interest early in the season. I tweeted it, so I don't know what happens with that yet. But I don't think, you're right. I don't think you can predict Liverpool at the start of the season. I don't think no one can know how we're going to play. Ryan Wrench. Yeah, and Gertrude. We've made an inquiry on Gertrude as well, people. But but Daz, as always, man, thank you very much for calling in, man. The season's nearly upon us, and keep it coming. Keep the support. Love you loads, and all the best to you and your family.
You too, guys. Take care. Respect.
Bye-bye. We got two people, but one hasn't got a camera. Zachariah, I'm gonna need a camera, my bro. Please. And Rajesh is in the building. So Zachariah, you will be coming on once you show me a camera. Before that, we'll bring on Rajesh because he's ready and waiting. Rajesh, welcome to the stream. Where you calling from, and who's your team?
Hi, guys. Big up, guys. So from Delhi and Grizz from your favorite team, Chelsea.
Nah, man. No, I
But
apologize. I apologize. I haven't
but you
spoken
know
to a lot of
what?
Chelsea
But you know
people
what?
still.
I think it's been months since I've been actually trying to get on the show because of the time difference. Then it makes it really difficult. It's I think 3 right now,
Well, take your
and
time. We're gonna give you. If you've been waiting that long, and you support Chelsea, and it's late, all our commiserations are with you. So we're gonna give you 5 minutes extra than I would have given you. How are you?
oh, cheers. So first and foremost, you know, congratulations on the whole Big Six thing, the Fox thing. I think you guys are the best YouTube show that I've seen ever, hands down. Like there is not even a close second. And
Humble,
the
humble.
six
Thank
of
you so
you,
much.
and just please pass this message along to the other 5 as well. That because there have been days when just not feeling it, tough day at work or otherwise. And usually, if I don't catch the show late at night, I watch it early morning, and it just starts my day up. Like
Brightens up your
you
mood, eh?
guys. Oh, it does, and
Thank you
you
so
guys
much.
just bring a smile on my face every single time. Love the
Thank you so
banter,
much.
love the
I will
chemistry, and like I said,
definitely pass the message on. Thank you so much. We
yeah.
are actually thinking of the next tour where we're going to go, and India is being discussed very, very highly and strongly. So we'll
What
keep you updated for that.
you know what if you're in Delhi, don't worry about a place to crash or just or for food or anything else. You're covered.
Amazing.
So
Thank you so much.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
and yeah, but you know what? As good as you are on the Big Stick show, I don't like 90 minutes at all.
It's a different.
Yeah,
It's a different concept. It's a
yeah. I get
different.
it. I get it.
It's a
I mean,
different. What's the word? Different concept. You know, Big Six is more. I don't know.
I mean,
You
it's
tell me.
more.
You
It's
tell me
more.
the difference. What don't you like about that? That you like about that?
Okay. So on Big Six, I mean, of course, there's the chemistry between all of you, and it's consistent because even if there is someone's missing 1 week, there is always a quality replacement lined up, and it's very seamless. And they have managed to create their own identity. Like when Big Steve left, I felt that I would miss Big Steve like crazy, but Hugh has come in and sort of created a niche for himself, and of course, the banter is just top class. And but beyond the banter, there is actual football. There is analysis. Like even if
Uh-huh.
I've seen so many instances where let's say if Saeed, king of bad takes, but I love Saeed. If he was, let's say, having a go at Chelsea, you wouldn't expect Tobes to actually defend Chelsea, but Tobes can be a football man at times, so he will sort of back it up if it's a sound footballing opinion. On 90 minutes, I think it's more like it's become more like a news bulletin. Let's talk about the updates, covering thing. And yes, I mean, I'm sure you've heard the complaints every now and then
You know what
that
it
there
is?
is not
I tell you
enough
what it is. I tell you what it is.
Chelsea representation. So
I tell you what it is. The difference is they are more mainstream. 90 minutes is more mainstream,
yeah,
whereas Big Six is for YouTube and a different type of crowd. I love them both. Big Six is my family. 90
yeah,
minutes is my work. So I show respect to both. It's a
yeah,
different. I know what you mean though. I know what you mean. And everyone likes it different. Some people don't like the Big Six. Some people say, oh, it's not for me. There's not much football chat. It's just arguing, whatever. Some people prefer the more balanced, nuanced talk on 90 minutes. Horses for courses, each to their own. But I appreciate. Can I just I won't listen, but if you can tell Zuberi, I'll mute you and myself. I won't hear it. Who's the real football man on Big Six? I don't know. I'll just mute so I can't hear you. Tell Zuberi who has the biggest football knowledge on Big Six. No, I'm joking. They'll go.
You know
But
what? I actually have an answer. It may or may not answer that particular question. You know how you often play that game that you always, if you're around other football club fans and you say that, okay, which is the player from that a particular team that you would want on your side. So if the big six was, let's say, the six guys, and if there was somebody that I wanted to be on my side, Grizz.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. So I know what you mean, like representative of Chelsea.
Representing, yeah.
Thank you very much. But I would never represent Chelsea.
I know, I'm aware of that.
Chelsea, I don't know what it is, but talk to us, my brother. Thank you so much for the lovely comments. Talk to us. What's happening? What do you want to talk? What's on your mind?
So a lot of things actually. So let's start with who's going to challenge Man City next season. And I've been hearing everyone talk about it and their different takes. United fans going at it that Erik ten Hag is the second coming of Ferguson's and the likes, and I think that's way over the top. I've heard Arsenal fans saying that they've pretty much already won the league because they've signed the best DM in the league, and I mean, we are not there. We're not anywhere close. I think for us, a realistic target next season is top 5 or top 6, and at least to get some stability and a style of play. And I think we've got Poch, and I feel that he's the right appointment to get us there. And there are signs in just sheer body language and just if you watch his press conferences, it's a massive difference from where we were last year with Potter or even Lampard. But I genuinely feel that the actual contender to rival City next season, it may not be close, but it's still Liverpool. And why I say that is that if you look at the season when you guys won the league, you guys won by about 18 points, and City in that season still scored 102 goals, right? And the following season, City came back and they won like 3 in a row. And I think you had the season one after the other where you sort of reached 92 points and you lost by a point. But what enables a team like a City or a Liverpool to then sort of come back and be that good, even if you have a drop off a season, is because you guys have a strong foundation. And then you're able to sort of, come back. The dip may be enough, but the rise is equally high. If you look at the other clubs, you can't say the same. We've been crying out for a rebuild or a transition since 2017. Arsenal, it's only they've kicked on in last season, and full credit to them. They've done well. They have a style of play. They've progressed well. But I still have my doubts about Arteta in the sense that he's done well to get you from here to here. But sometimes, like they say, that it might not be the same thing to get you from here to here. So I still have those doubts about Arteta. Maybe I'm proven wrong, but I think if a world-class manager comes into the same situation, then I could have confidently said that, what, they will challenge for sure. I'm not suggesting that, sack Arteta or anything like that, but like I said, I still have my doubts around that. With United, there are still a lot of holes that they need to plug. Their position last season is like it just papered over cracks, a lot of cracks, and it just was a consequence of a lot of other teams not doing well, and for various reasons, right? If you look at Liverpool and Chelsea alone, the kind of season you've had with Chelsea, I mean, we've already sort of spoken about the sanctions and the turmoil and Todd Bowley and whatnot on sacking Potter. We sort of often say that, with clubs, when they talk about injuries, you're making up excuses, but it's not always the case. With Liverpool, we've seen that, I think, on more than one occasion as well. With us also, we've seen that when our reliance on the fullbacks, when Chilwell and James are out, what impact it makes in the team. It looks like a completely different team altogether. So I still feel that Liverpool is probably one or two more signings, and I think you guys are there to challenge City again. And quick question. Let's say, hypothetically, between the Chelsea, Caicedo, Brighton saga, if today Chelsea were to walk away, and the only thing that comes out of that entire saga is that okay, 90 million is the price at which Brighton will sell. Do you think FSG will go and pay that 90 million?
I wish they did, my brother.
So I know you wish you did, but will they, is the question.
I don't think they will. No, I don't think 90 million is doable for Caicedo, for FSG. I don't think they would see him as a transformational signing. They tend to be able to, or they claim to be able to put that kind of money for a transformational signing, in their words, in their opinion. I don't know if they think that. I think he's a transformational signing.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he takes us absolutely on City's level. That's how much I rate him.
100%. Because I mean, if Caicedo were to go to Liverpool today and then play in front of the centre backs, the amount of freedom that everyone else in front of the pitch has, it's immense. And I was just hearing the last conversation when you were talking about your attackers and starting lineups. And if I had to pick the three going into that first game,
yeah, I want to know which three. I want to know which three you would fear the most, and which three would you be happy with the most. This is interesting.
The three that I would absolutely fear are Diaz, Jota, and Salah as the front three.
Diaz, Jota, and Salah. My three. Are you hearing that?
Oh, I didn't know that you had said the three. Yeah, but those are the three that I would fear the most.
My three. So go on. Which three would you like to face?
Nunez. Like, if you had Nunez, I know that then Jota doesn't play, but you still have Salah. So it's sort of eliminating that threat. And but that's the thing. Like with your attackers, if the only person that I don't have confidence in is Nunez, Gakpo, I think still has a lot of lot to prove. He's talented, immense. I can see him developing into a world-class player, or at least a good player, consistent player. But the other three, I mean, they are persistent threats that I think everybody is sleeping on Diaz quite a lot, and I feel that not too many people are sort of rating him because he's sort of kind of with the injury and he kind of vanished. So it's more like recency bias that they've forgotten that he exists. And they just have to go back and see what happened the last couple of times they played, even the games against Chelsea, which were draws in the league and the FA Cup final. He was the persistent threat. He was always the persistent threat. I mean, he didn't score, but I think for Liverpool, for me, that game in the 90 minutes, Diaz was the guy. So I think everybody's sleeping on Diaz a bit. And if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm worried about those three in particular.
Interesting.
Hey, I got a question for you as a Chelsea guy. I've listened to you talk loads about other teams and Liverpool, and you sounded well-rounded with your football knowledge, but being a threat doesn't mean the most direct. So the players you list are just the three direct, or the three most direct players we have. Being direct, as you can see with Diaz, doesn't always lead to an output, goals or assists. Matoma, very direct. So direct doesn't mean threat. It looks good and it looks, something's going to happen, but nothing really happens. Where with the others, something will happen. My question for you, man, is the big question. You're a Chelsea guy, man. December, Chelsea sitting 12th. Are you guys asking a question about Poch? Or are you sticking with that? End of the season, Chelsea finished 10th. Is it, we'll just brush this one off and try to stay with the ship and go again? Because how much time realistically does Poch have at Chelsea?
Okay. So for the Poch thing, I'll go back a little to the Potter time as well, because when Potter got hired, as much as we loved Thomas Tuchel, the fans were willing to give Potter time, and at the time, everyone sort of labeled him as the next big thing, and he still is. He could still end up doing a good job elsewhere. But my only concern at the time was that I think the Chelsea job came in a little too soon. And when a club like that approaches you, it's very hard to say no. We've seen that happen countless times with different clubs, different managers. And I always felt that Graham Potter was too nice a guy to go to a big club. You have to be ruthless. You have to be almost like a bastard. And, you see that with Klopp. You see that with Pep. You see that with the most ruthless top elite managers. And Graham Potter didn't have that as far as I was concerned. And, so when we sort of went on that bad run, it came to a point where, we were still patient. Then it came to a point where we said, you know what, we've had enough. And then we wanted Boli to actually sack him, but Boli sort of went on for a few more weeks. And I can understand that from that ownership perspective as well, because you've taken that big call of sacking Thomas Tuchel. You want to sort of now say that, look, it's a new era and you're building for the future. You want to give the manager the time. But at the same time, you've tried to do a lot of things too soon. There was no problem with the intent. I mean, he has still the best intent of the club in mind. It was just that he went sort of gung-ho and tried to do a lot too soon instead of being, gradual about it. And then Potter gets sacked. Now Poch has come in. And I feel that it's the perfect profile in terms of a young squad. We've seen Poch do this with Southampton. We've seen Poch do this with Tottenham as well. People,
Yeah, but he
I
had
think
time. So that's the
he
question I'm
had time,
asking. How much time are you going to give him?
and
Because he
even so,
needs
like you
time.
said, if come December, we're still at, let's say, 10th or 9th or whatever, but we've seen some kind of progression in some style of play, at least, right? Or some brand of football. I'll be satisfied with that for now. I'm willing to give him another year after that as well, because you know what? The season has been so bad, the season that went by, we had no identity. It was just an group of 11 players put on the pitch. It was not a team. And every game, I think I've not in my entire lifetime experienced this thing that I'm looking at. Okay, how much are we going to lose this by? Forget
Right.
about winning. That's what I'm thinking.
That is quite.
And it's coming from a Chelsea fan.
Chelsea fan.
Yeah, and so I've experienced that, and I think I'm always, Twitter is just toxic in this day and age, and you get all these social media fans who are very hyper, very instant, and and it's a misrepresentation of the actual fan base. So if you actually go and talk to the fans, and and even matchday fans and other people who sort of know football, you will understand that they're a lot more patient than people who are there predominantly on social media.
100%.
Like today when the MBAPPE news broke out, I mean, you had like 50 odd messages when people said, let's sign Mbappe. I mean, that's not how it works. And, you had compilations already, like within the first 20 minutes. That's mad. But coming back to Colonel, what you were asking, with Poch, I'll tell you a noticeable difference. When we signed Potter, I'll give you a hypothetical scenario. Let's say you're playing West Ham at home. It's 1-1. There's a clear-cut penalty shout which is not given to you, right? You in the box, and the match ends at 1-1. What do you expect a Klopp to sort of be like in the post-match thing?
It depends, I guess.
It depends in the moment of our season. Klopp does not shy away from criticizing the referees, but he's at
I mean, you would be angry, like you would be frustrated. You might choose your words and sort of go to varying degrees, but at least there'll be some show of the fact that it's hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
So when that thing happened with us in the West Ham game, Potter's reaction to that was, "Such is life." And my jaw dropped when I heard that. I was like, I don't think you understand what it means to be a Chelsea manager. And on the flip side of it, the first preseason match that we had, we were playing Wrexham, and Poch went to the referee because he had blown the whistle a little bit early, and he was at it. It's a friendly, but you can see what you sort of the difference.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there. So
you can see a difference
into a war. Yeah, because I'm pro war, man. So going into a war, Potter isn't giving a Captain America-esque speech. He's not really getting you guys up for the fight. When I say guys, I'm not talking about the squad. He might be motivating the players, but he doesn't connect with the fans. And that's what Klopp got. Grizz, we can't question Klopp rallying the fans.
No.
So you saying Poch look like he can come in and get Stamford Bridge buzzing, vibrating? Because I didn't see that with Potter, and I never even noticed to put that into words that Potter isn't fine. Klopp got the fist bump. I can see Poch, riling you man up, waving the flag. Okay, I see what you're doing there, but you still coming 12th. Are you gonna stick with him? That's the thing I'm saying.
I will. I personally will stick with him, but I don't think we're coming 12th. I mean, I'm for sure.
No. Listen. Forget about this 12th talk. Forget, that's different. Are you getting top 5?
I wish you had said 6, then I would have confidently said yes.
No, you need to get into the Champions League with this money.
Yeah.
I want you need to get top 5, otherwise you're still a joke.
Well, I mean, come on, man. Because
No. There's no coming on. No. You've spent £500 million, right? You're going through managers like I go through cakes. You're sensing a style from Pochettino. You're talking about him leading you to war. You're talking all this good, and I listened to you very patiently, and I like the way you spoke about your club. I'm not kissing ass back because you said things about me. But I wish you was a Liverpool fan. I wish you wasn't a Chelsea fan because you come across as a very nice guy. I think
we need to even the scales, Grizz. That's why.
Check this out.
We have to have one on each side.
Check this out, and Colonel will tell you. And if you've been watching and listening to my rubbish, you will know I hate Chelsea. But I think you're going to be okay this year. I actually think you're going to surprise a few. When I mean surprise, I don't think you're going to get into the top 4.
Nah, Grizz, I can't accept this. I don't like Chelsea as well. We do not do this, Grizz.
Okay.
Grizz, stop kissing up his ass.
No. I've been saying this. I've been saying this.
Yeah, he's been saying this.
Chelsea will not be as dead as many think.
Dead food settings.
Because
I will say, I rate you, and I'm be honest, I rate you the way you speak, because most Chelsea fans, they're either privileged or spoiled from Roman days. And the way you guys have been ruthless, your standards are a bit delusional. But when you come in and you're like, if you'd have said top 6, I would have said yes. Some Chelsea men are telling me, we're patch and settling the ship. Yeah, we're challenging. So I like kind of where your head is. You're very level-headed. I like the way your expectations are. I still don't think you guys will scrape top 8 because Brighton ain't done cooking. Newcastle is about. Villa, Unai Emery is going to be cooking. So there's a lot more competition within the spaces. Not top 6, but within the spaces of top 6. I think if Poch don't get it right, he can still be on the low end of those spaces. But now I rate you as a Chelsea fan, so I have to ask, what is your front 3 against Liverpool?
I think it will be Mudryk, Jackson, Sterling with Nkunku playing as a 10.
Oh, you guys are getting slapped. All right, Jackson.
We'll see.
He ain't top 4 level. Mudryk. Nah, man, you guys got ripped off of Mudryk as well. I hope you guys had.
You know what? I've heard. Look, because I can't rate Mudryk before he's done anything. So the only 2 things that I'm going to sort of attribute to him is that, yes, he's got loads of talent, loads of potential. But what people forget is that when he came into the Premier League, he hadn't played football for about 6 months because of what was happening in Ukraine, right? And then you've got him sort of now playing a bit more football, playing under 21s, and he's been good. He's been decent. I won't suddenly say that he'll be like this world beater and so on. And I will still sort of, look at all of this back after the first 10 games to see where we are at. But yeah, I mean, in terms of, if you ask me my preferred 3 in terms of stability, I think it will be Sterling, Madueke, and Jackson up front with Nkunku behind him. But Mudryk, I think just because of the pace, he's very direct. He's very direct. And I think
Mudryk is going to have a better season. Of course, he can't have a worse season. Nkunku is going to be very nice for you guys. Nkunku is a huge upgrade of this version of Aubameyang, of this version of any other attacker that you've got.
100%.
Even Raheem Sterling may come back to life, even though I don't rate him like that. And this is not bitterness because I've never rated him like that. Even Liverpool fans will tell you, I used to doubt Raheem Sterling when he was playing for Liverpool. So imagine what I think of him when he's at City and Chelsea.
No, I get that because Sterling was never my, even when we signed him, I wasn't sort of, big on him because I just thought that, look, he's experienced. So he's good to have in a squad to sort of, when there are a lot of youngsters to be there. But if you ask me that, would I pick him? No, never. But again, he's our team, so I have to back him come what may.
Of course,
at the same time, I don't think he'll ever reach those peak Manchester City seasons that he had when he was banging in 20 goals and stuff. But he will still give double digits for sure. I think this season he will give us double digits.
Well, I hope so. I hope he does.
I hope so. I didn't want to jinx it by saying it. I was being very.
Rajesh, it's been a wonderful chat. I hope I've made up for you trying to attempt to come on. I think I've given you the most minutes I've ever given any caller. But you were so kind to me. It was only fair I was kind to you. So really appreciate the nice words. Thank you so much for calling in. We will hopefully chat again.
Big up, man. Sure. Hope to talk again, man.
All the best. Take care. Well, not all the best, but you know what I mean.
You said it. That's fine.
All the best to you and your family. Yeah, to your team. Yeah, get out of here. To your team. Zakaria, you're in the building, but I ain't seen no camera, my guy.
Yeah, said he was a United fan. I don't know if he's watching the game
That's
or
not the
he's still
point, man.
on.
The point is, I need to see a camera before we wrap up. Zakaria, show me a camera, bro, right now. Right now. Yeah, apparently Man United winning 2-0 in a preseason friendly.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that
What,
means nothing,
exactly?
man.
Yeah, well.
You know what this does though? This will get like man like your Dakota and your Nidraj and them man.
Get out.
I mean, like,
where are they?
They're coming up, Fergie.
Where are they? They be quiet,
They're
man.
locked in. Nah, they're locked in. They're watching the game. Let them cook, man.
Okay, fair enough. No problem.
I'm more interested in seeing the Brighton and Chelsea, which I think will come on probably around 7 my time.
No way.
Grizz, you're not a football. I thought you was a football guy. Man.
I'm a serious football guy, but it's pretty.
I thought you was getting ready to go to bed. Nah, man, I gotta watch all of this. I need to see what Brighton doing, bro. The Zerbi over there, man. Calling the Zerbi. Man said the Zerbi's gonna put the permanent chokehold if Pep leaves. That's what the man them are saying in the spaces. Don't sleep.
I'm gonna check that out. But Man United, I don't know.
League for Brighton, you know.
People, let us know what time it is in the Man United Arsenal. How much long to go? Because I'm gonna wrap this show up today. Look early.
Yeah, I think it's just in the first half, so you still got a
second half to go. We got time. But Zakaria,
I think
bro,
they started with Havertz in the 8. I'm gonna have to see if he stays there. Where Rice has a 6. I forgot who was next to him. But Arsenal put out a pretty decent team. They got the dude up top that I don't rate. And Ketia, I think. I don't know what they doing with this guy, man. Call Bilal. Tell Bilal to fix up with this guy, bro. And Ketia. I need to get rid of him, man. But anyway, it's about to be halftime. If you want to wrap it here, man, we can wrap it. Zakaria.
Yeah.
Next time you call him, man, patting up.
He's not coming through with the camera, man. He's not coming through with the camera. So, you know what I mean? He's his loss. I can't have a person. Okay, one last super chat that we need to get through. Gavadio, no to City. So are we in for him, lads? No, man, we won't be getting Gavadio. I would love it. I would love it. I think they'll come to an agreement with Man City. If they don't, we ain't paying that kind of money.
What you saying? Probably like one of them, another last push towards the end of the window or mid-August. Like, hey, it didn't work out. What are you saying now? One of them ones you thinking was City?
No, just the price, man. They're looking 80 million, man.
Yeah, some of these teams are tripping. I think most of the talk are gonna die down and then gets heated back up towards the end of the window. Because like 90 mil for Paulina is ridiculous. 50 mil for a 19-year-old. Caicedo, 90 mil. I'm not saying the guy ain't worth it.
But Caicedo, I'm ready to rob banks for. I'm serious.
I want him as well, but not for
He's
90.
A sick
I don't even want him for 70.
No.
We can get McAllister for 35.
Yeah, but that's a release. That's a release clause. That's a bargain. We had to search for that. Sometimes you ain't got time to search. Sometimes you haven't got time to look for bargains online, ask friends. No, sometimes you need to get up in the middle of the night and you got an emergency. You need to go to the pharmacy and get what you need. And that's Caicedo. Moises Caicedo is the one, bro. But at the moment, we ain't looking to enter that tug of war.
Yeah, now we'll let it die down. We'll probably try to sneak in there. And then man, I'll be like, yo, no way. How did Liverpool get him for 45? We'll do one of them.
That'd be mad. But listen, yo, people, Saturday night Kall-In show. It's been another stunning show. I'm gonna go and watch Man United Arsenal. Yeah, the opposition, they're the enemy, but we gotta know. You always gotta watch. Keep a close eye on your enemy, man. See what they're doing.
I wanna see Brighton v Chelsea because
I'm gonna watch that too for sure.
Match gets smoked, man. Hey.
No. I said, you can't do that same energy for Man United Arsenal and then say then it's not friendly for Poch. It's a friendly.
Well, I can't watch Arsenal and Nketiah up top, bro. That's that's like trying to cut chicken with a dull knife, man.
You don't like Nketiah? It's okay, no problem.
Nah, listen, it's not I don't like him. You can't tell me you're challenging and this is the guy you have up top.
No, they're not. They're winning. They're not.
You see the question you asked the last caller, and I rated him as well because the answer he gave let me know how he sees us. He's there almost 3 direct front 3. Okay. So you don't want to be run at. Understand. You see what I'm trying to say? And Ketia is not even direct. He's not even a link man. What is he? You tell me what he is. And
He's just a you know, average runner, young, fit, quick. You know, I mean, he's okay.
He ain't even that quick. Nah, I've never seen him burn
okay. He's just okay. He's okay. He's good. He's not good. He's okay. He's good. But anyway, I ain't ending on Nketiah, man. Yo, people, Kall-In Khan show, new original, what's it called? Intros. We're gonna leave you with the intro. Bless up. Like if you haven't. Let's get to 300 likes before we wrap it up because there's still 250 of you guys in here. I'm sure about 50 of you haven't liked it. If you like it, I get 300 likes and this jobs are good. And we'll be back next week for the Kall-In show. We'll be back next week if we have any other shows lined up, if any transfers come through, and we'll be back with RedFellas tomorrow. This has been me. This has been the Colonel. We out of here. Take care.
Bye.